All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Flip Thought Show. It's your host with the most, King Truth, Hausenberg, the one with the word, Benny Bo, the one that's on go. And you already know, man, we coming at you live, 407. Got a whole bunch of content. My bad, I've been busy the last couple of days. I don't know why YouTube was hating. I went 32 hours in the string. They deleted it. Yeah, man. I don't know what to say about that one. If you haven't by now, go ahead and hit that notification bell. So every time I got mail, I can throw it right to you, as well as like, comment, share, subscribe. Appreciate all the support and everything, man. All the views, keep it coming. And I seen a lot, man. I seen a lot of people viewing the content that's not subscribed. And I'm like, what's up with that, man? What's up with that? Because, come on, man. You gotta become part of the Flip Thought Nation, man. You gotta become part of the Flip family, man. It's the only way. We gonna get right into it, man. But before we get into it, man, like I said, we gonna get right into it, man. But before we get into it, man, I just wanted to say shout out to everybody, like I said, that's viewing the content, man, liking the content. Um, yeah, man. Thanks for being a part of the journey, man. It's a process. It's definitely a process, man. Um, we're in progress right now, man. The setup gonna be coming soon. I just got the L desk in the mail. I'm gonna set that up. That's gonna have my two monitors on it, and everything will look a lot more professional, man. You know what I'm saying? But right now, we thugging it. But we gonna get right into the content. We gonna get right into the content. And boom. First thing we got on the list is gonna be
Lord Dirk has been arrested and is really.
don't worry about that. That's not what we heard about right now. A whole bunch of content, man. So the first thing we got on here is gonna be we got Rat 100. This is Lefty Gunplay on Back on Feet.
Lefty Gunplay, for whatever reason, I didn't know the dude. He started lying on me, talking about I killed deals. I don't know nothing about you, right? So he was running around saying, I got a verse on Kendrick Lamar out. Okay, so we waiting for the verse. Now, I just had this conversation with DJ Head. He was trying to cover for it. I said, look, bro, that's not a bridge. That's not a hook. That's not a verse. And it's at the end of the song.
So what do you call it?
He says crazy,
scary, spooky, hilarious.
Crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious. And he didn't say it twice. He took the first best one and looped it. It's crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious at the end of the song. The song is not called Crazy, Scary, Spooky, Hilarious, right? So now Adam hits me. He says, what? Guess what? Lefty dropped the album on November 22nd, this same day Kendrick dropped the album, thinking I was going to give him some push. So we went and got the numbers. This nigga sold 500 copies. He ain't mentioning nobody about that, none of this shit, right? So I'm telling myself, like, bro, you a bad representation as a rapper. Let me tell you what killed me. Dude going super essay. Did you hear how Vlad handled it? He said you wouldn't let your daughter date somebody black or from another race. He like, yeah, I feel that way, boom, boom, boom. Vlad said, okay, you're half white. Your daddy's white. So can she date a white man? That's your race.
Right.
I just saw this other day. So Lefty really, I knew it was something a little different about him because his antics is not natural because he's acting. he's really like Toby or Brian. He's a white guy. His father is white.
Why you hating on him?
I'm not.
Why you hating on Lefty?
The truth can never be considered
Why
disrespect.
you hating on Lefty?
No, but he did start the rumor that we was racist though.
He started it.
Y'all.
He said
Both
we
of y'all.
were racist. So are you saying we're racist against
That's because you
your
said
mother's side or your father's side?
Well, you said you wouldn't sign a Southside.
I would.
That's why.
You know why?
But
You know why?
But he
Right,
just
'cause they
said
got
about the
their
daughter
politics
thing,
deep.
right?
I
Bro.
thought,
Bro,
Well,
soon
they
as,
got to
Isn't
shoot
that
their
racist?
homies like.
soon as this nigga becomes something,
Low key,
they gonna
that's
come
right.
holler at me. You know what I'm
So
gonna tell them?
how come
Fuck you.
it's only one
they gonna-
energy when it
You
comes
know
down
what they gonna
to
stab his
what they
uncle
talking
and
about?
It's
and he
not.
ain't gonna be showing up and shit. You know the politic of that. I just I would sign a Mexican group signed to me, Coyote, right?
Yeah.
I just wouldn't sign the South Side now. The only way I would do it, we all got partners from everywhere, right? If I had a South Side that I'd been politicking with, grew up with him, and he brought him, then I would do that through him though. But I wouldn't directly do it. The politics.
Well, no,
Right
but you just said Big U would only sign 6-0. So you can't
Yeah,
be a
but I don't-
hypocrite.
I
You
don't
can't
give
be
a
a
fuck.
hypocrite. You said nigga
No.
sign everybody,
No.
nigga, so we can make the money.
No, it's
No,
no
but
politics.
Big
I don't
U
deal with no
won.
politics with Blueface. No.
I mean, no, well, for what? Just like what it be like with a Southsider, for what?
Nigga, are you crazy?
outside? You outside?
No, bro. Because you
you-
know what niggas do? We got our own cliques and our own crew, and we ain't let the real niggas. We ain't letting our set dictate our business.
Okay.
You know that. They politic don't work that way, bro.
Yeah, they
Know
got
that.
to.
Nigga, they not gonna get it out of me, so they gonna control the artist.
Right.
You know that.
So you don't want to deal with that headache.
Because then at that point in time, now I'm pulling myself in it, my homies in it, and I know better.
Mhm.
Ain't no, look, when the schoolyards got an issue with something Blueface and media circle of schoolyards deal with that. I never had to hear about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's me and Blue. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, right? So, yeah, come on, bro. You know damn well. Nigga, your motherfucker turn into a Kendrick Lamar. Hey, Holmes, we need 50%.
Now,
We're going to tell them no.
or it's up.
Yeah,
Yep.
nigga,
Yeah.
no, fuck you, I just fucked up. Then they're gonna go to him. So now when you need them to show up to something, or do something, they find out his Uncle Juan is in Folsom. What they gonna do to his uncle?
They gonna get him.
They gonna bank him and say, that's because of you next time. And he gonna
Gotta conform.
because remember it's layers to them. Not only here, across that border. It's layers to them.
So why he say you trying to block deals? What deals you trying to block?
Bro, I don't know who he signed to, where he signed. Never heard nothing.
Isn't he
I
signed
didn't
to
even
an
know who he
Asian?
was. Adam started this shit.
He signed to an Asian dude.
I don't know. Adam started this shit. He came in, he said, yo, yeah, you know Lefty Gunplay? I'm thinking that nigga trolling. I ain't never heard of this nigga. I said that nigga probably ain't never even shot a gun. That's all I said. I don't know if black, white, Mexican, from here. I don't know if he trolling, and he took that shit and ran with it.
Oh, he
This
didn't
dude's a
like you
racist.
from there. He didn't like you. You didn't like you
But
from
I
there on
didn't,
out.
like, I honestly didn't know who he was.
You see the chat? They all Mexican flags.
Straight
on
up,
it, you know?
listen, hey, yo, check this out. I have given the Mexican community the most streams ever. I did that for the Rasa. If you go tally up all the videos on the Whack, Blue Devil, Loose Cannon thing, all the reaction, I've yet to strike anybody, claim anybody's nothing. So Rasa, put some more flags up there for Whack 100. It ain't enough flags up there. Come on, Rasa, give me the flags.
Because they still reacting to that shit right now.
Man.
Come on, man.
No, because
Trail.
there's
Here
some
we
other
go.
shit
They still
this
there.
morning.
What you do this morning, bro?
What I do this morning?
The phone call.
I exposed it. Only 4 minutes. I got 23 more minutes of that. Y'all better leave me alone. It's a fact.
Shout out to
Hold on,
Rich
4
for connecting the call.
So what that nigga done did, homie?
Bro, look, watch this.
Hey, you know when you said, "Hey, look, don't." Why you shake
What
my
that
hand
say?
knowing I'm a rat? I said, "Oh, he
that
finna
say?
get in trouble." Oh yeah.
How many minutes? Only gave him 4.
27 minutes. That's 28 minutes rounded off to the nearest.
Yeah, I only gave
10.
y'all 4 minutes. Yo, he know he better not say nothing, because there's some things on here. Boy, it's some things on here that he said and they said. Listen, it got them. The atmosphere got so submissive, I said, Luce, this is making me feel uncomfortable. I ain't used to these type of dudes talking like this. I'm off the jack. Blue Devil is not a representation
No, they was real bubbly.
of a Sureño. And I dare him to say something, boy, I release it for the Rasa.
So he not in.
No.
Come on, man.
Snoop, what's his name? Droops.
Yeah. Shout out
Droops solid. Droops is solid.
He kept it above.
And he was trying to really clean up for a dude, and he knew dude that you can't say we was in there scared. Droops like that was because dude said Whack 100 of them knew to wash their mouth and all this because they seen all the essays and they was nervous. When it was all love, we 3-1 with them on our side. I ain't allowed nobody get searched. I got 20 niggas with me dropped out of school in the 7th grade. They don't even know how to read. Half the niggas with us.
No, it's fact.
Niggas is there. They don't know where they going when we leave here. They ain't tripping.
So you got all smacks with
Yeah, we got all bullshit with us.
Oh, smacks.
Y'all ain't see Smack mugshot? Yo, I got a $500 cash app. If you could go find Smack mugshot where it looked like he had an eye over here, y'all gonna know what I'm talking about. $500 cash app. Y'all gonna put it up. Tag us, come on somehow, some way. Put on Smack's mugshot. I will give you the charge. It was an armed robbery. It didn't involve a gun. It involved a woman's arm.
Crazy.
Hey man, look, timestamp that shit, man. Let me see a super chat, man.
Hey,
somebody sent us $100.
Did you ever think a nigga be sitting up here getting paid?
Fuck no, the nigga just sent me $100.
Hey, let me see.
Hey,
It's your boy Crazy Hood Media back at it with the new reaction. Today, we got this fool G-Face, calling in from federal jail, federal prison, I don't know, wherever he's at, to address some of the allegations that are going on about him right now. I think it's pretty interesting how he has a full-blown federal investigation going on him, and he decides to go online and talk about Whack, talk about No Jumper, but we'll get right into that. But for now, make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that share, subscribe. And it's crazy because G-Face posted this phone call on his actual YouTube page, so I had to give it to you guys legit. Gotta give you guys an exclusive. But if I just posted the phone call, it would be boring and it would just be like any other video on YouTube. So what I did is I combined his jail phone call with the actual AI video of him explaining the whole situation. So pretty much, in other words, instead of just hearing the boring phone call, you're going to be able to visualize and see the jail phone call come to life. I think it's crazy with this AI technology, how far it's coming along. But let me know what you guys think about this G-Face video. We're going to break it down step by step as we're watching it. But for now, let's load up that clip.
I want to say shout out to everybody that's been down with me since day one. Shout out No Jumper, 1090 Jake, Black 100. And all these social media posts, I gotta post whatever they gotta post about me.
Yuri, this ain't the time right now. This ain't the time to be giving shout outs to Adam and Whack and this fool and that fool. This ain't the time. You about to serve some serious federal time, and you literally hopped on a jail phone call where you know everything is recorded and you know they're listening to you, and you put this out on YouTube? How, bro? Only in 2024.
I understand I'm a hot topic. I'm viral. People just speaking on my name.
You hear this, fool? Este way. I'm viral. You think you viral because you cool or something? You viral because people think that you're a federal informant or that you're a DEA witness informant. Who knows what you are? People are saying that you're a lot of things, okay? And you're proud of that, like, oh, I'm viral. You're viral for the wrong reason.
I'm going to say this. I'm over here in prison in federal jail on a spiritual journey in my own mind. I'm not going to speak bad about nobody, but I just wanted to share something with y'all.
So now you're in a spiritual journey. Where was that journey when you were saying that you're gonna put some money on rappers' heads and this and that? But now you on a journey, huh? I see. And don't get it twisted. I believe in God. I'm a firm believer. But this fool, you acting out of pocket with this, man.
It's very, very difficult when the whole world speaks on you on some bullshit that got nothing to do with you. When you in here by yourself, taking your deal by yourself, but instead of going off on people and having hatred in my heart, I've been praying to God and asking for understanding.
You want some understanding? I'm gonna give you some understanding right now. You allegedly took out some fake loans in your name. You were pressing people, acting hard, putting money on people's heads, allegedly. And this is out of your mouth. This is what you put on your YouTube page, man. Everything is from you.
I'm on my way to federal prison for a few years. I'm gonna take a deal for some bullshit ass SBA loan. Once the case is over, once I took the deal, I'm pretty sure the whole world will see that I have went to prison every time by
Wait,
myself.
so that's breaking news. G-Face is pretty much saying he's going to take a deal. He's going to serve a couple years. He's just going to ride it out. And eventually he's going to get released again. Who knows, man? Who knows what's going to happen next? But let's keep it going.
Only. Never had a crime, never had anyone. And for everyone from No Jumper to Whack 100 to 1090 Jake, this is the time right now to scour the internet, get your DMs, check your DMs, and make sure somebody sends y'all a police report.
So pretty much what he's saying is that if anybody has any dirt on him, go ahead and put it out. He sounds so confident. It makes me feel like they sealed everything they had on him because he's too confident with that. He's saying if anybody has any dirt of him, put it out there. So if you do put it out there, I want to see it too.
Any type of paper, confidential informant, anything speaking on me. I'm pretty sure I got a bunch of haters that's waiting to burn me. But for the people that been in my corner, understand that I've been sitting back quietly, watching, no statements, no nothing, taking screenshots of everybody that was out there with me, that fucked with me on the personal.
Wait, hold up. So this was saying that everybody around him, he's taking screenshots. So if you went to G-Face house or you messaged him or you're his homie or you were his homeboy, he has screenshots on you. And he's going to put it out when he gets out.
Taking screenshots of everybody that was out there with me, that fucked with me on a personal level, that came to my house, that ate food on my table. I'm getting records of everything. And when I'm out, like Pac said, expect me like you expect Jesus to come back, nigga. I'm coming.
So let's sum it up real quick. So G-Face is going to take a deal. He's saying he has screenshots of everybody. And he shouts out Whack and No Jumper. Oh, this is messy. I'm going to have you guys hit that like, share, subscribe, and let me know if you guys want to see some more long form content. I'm giving you guys some heat. Run the likes up on this video. Help me get to 100K subscribers. We're getting close, and we out.
I had just moved across town into a small home on the outskirts. It was only 20 minutes away from where I live.
Lil Durk has been arrested, and it's really bad news for Durk. Folks, listen up, bruh. Lil Durk
Whack a snitch. Whack is a cop working.
So you think that he's a federal informant?
I think he's definitely working.
Street are now pointing at each other and accusing each other of snitching on Lil Durk and bringing down OTF. What's crazy?
What's happening, Hoodlum gang? You already know who it is. You already know what to do. I ain't doing the intro. I'm gonna get straight to it.
Man, y'all gotta check him out.
Sitting here waiting on this food.
What Adam had to say.
If you from Dago, man, I'm at this Royal Mandarin. Had to come stop and get something. But earlier, I was getting hit up. You know, people was letting me know that your boy, Adam 22, the Pilgrim, was woofing in my comments. So I went and looked. And lo and behold, there you go. From the No Jumper account. I posted it in my community if y'all haven't seen it. If you have, you know what's up. If you haven't, go check it out after this video. But I just basically want to address what he said. Um, yes, I'm making a video about this. Is content. You should know that very well. That's what you do all the time. You make content about any and everything. So don't get mad when it's being done to you. And shout out to Point and Shoot. You know what I mean? I know you like to uh try to put that channel down because all they do is get on the goofball activities that you and your cast members do. It is what it is. But he decided to respond to the video that I made about him saying that he allegedly knows who unalived Money Sign Sway. And that video probably got like 3,000 views. So that video couldn't have been what made you tune in. This is how I know you've been watching. Just like when I was going at Poetic Flacco or Brick Baby or whatever, these individuals knew before they responded to me what I have been doing. The internet is a big place, but it's a small place at the same time. You know I've been on your helmet. You've been watching this content. I don't know how that video, but like I said, 3,000 videos, views, can make you respond and jump out of your character and come into my comment section and say that I'm the most useless YouTuber and I need to give it up. This ain't working for me. For one, you're the definition of a useless YouTuber, homie.
Bro, I don't know what happened, y'all. That's my bad, bro. It's tripping, man. It's tripping, bro. Straight up. We gonna try this again.
What's happening, Hoodlum gang? I need to give it up. This ain't working for me. For one, you're the definition of a useless YouTuber, homie. Uh, all your content is about everybody else. We don't know nothing about Adam. If your channel was based on you and your life and what you've been through, you would have no subscribers because you're not that interesting. It has to be about other people. You just like Swamp Stories, except you show your face. I got plenty of videos talking about me, interviewing people uh, uh, from my immediate area. You ain't never interviewed nobody from New Hampshire. Ain't you from New Hampshire? Everything you do is about LA, in California, in Chicago, and all these other places, homie. But who are you to speak on any of the stuff that you decide to talk about. And I'm not mad at you. I get it, homie. It's content. Do I respect it? No. Am I mad at you? No. But don't come on here and try to put down somebody like me who actually has content, homie. Do your homework, which I'm quite sure you have before you decided to speak on me. But like I said, for you to say I'm the most useless YouTuber when you in my comments replying, that says a lot, homie. Clearly, you've been watching. Clearly, I'm getting under your skin because the truth hurts. Now, all them dudes that sit around you and just let you do whatever you want to do and say whatever you want to say and let you be the culture vulture that you are, that's on them, homie. Me, I don't respect it. There was a point in time where I respected your platform way back when you had AD and T-Rail and all them on there. But once I started seeing how you did the people around you, and mind you, it was people back then that was going at your head, homie. Pause. And I used to be like, I don't know why they be tripping on Adam. But then when I started to see that you was just all about the views and the clout and no loyalty to the people who was loyal to you, at least from what it seems like, I lost respect for you and your platform. It has become Jerry Springer, homie. Like I said, if you was to sit there and talk about you or just base your channel around you, this is what I said to you in the response. So y'all can go look at it.
Yeah, he's talking that real, man.
Your channel would have been died off. If it was just you in front of the camera like how I am, nobody will watch you, bro. You need these co-hosts. You need these gang members or ex-gang members. You need these people to come on there with all this drama to keep your channel afloat. You are the most useless YouTuber. Period, homie. You didn't have people on your platform that ain't been doing this as long as me, have lesser viewers, lesser subscribers, and that's no shot at them. I salute all of them for getting on your platform because it is a big platform and it can help them. I don't need you, nor do I care about it. But you definitely can't say Hoodie Hood is the most useless.
All right, y'all. That's my bad. I don't know what's going on, y'all. I'm gonna be for real, bro. Like, I do not know what's going on, y'all. Like, it just keeps turning off like it did the other day. It hasn't been this in a couple days, though, so I really don't understand it. But we gonna get right back into the content, man. Don't even trip on that, man. Don't even trip on that. We gonna get right back into the content, man. Oh, man. All right. Where were we at? We was at
You already know who it is. You already know what to do. I ain't doing the for getting on your platform because it is a big platform and it can help them. I don't need you, nor do I care about it. But you definitely can't say Hoodie Hood is the most useless YouTuber. Come on, man. That's how I know you ain't got nothing else. That's all you had. That's the only shot you had. The most useless YouTuber. Come on, man. But you on my comments writing a whole paragraph or whatever however long it was about me because you know I'm on your helmet, bro. Pause. You bunk. You been bunk. You always gonna be bunk. You exploit everybody around you, including your wife. I mean, I'm not saying she don't want to do that. And mind you, I don't care what I say because I don't care to go on your platform. I don't care to be your friend. I don't care to ever be cool with you, bro. I do not respect you. I don't respect nothing you got going on. You can say you don't respect me. You don't respect my platform. That's cool, bro. I definitely don't respect you or what you got going on, your platform, your employees, none of that, bro. You need to latch on to other people in order to keep yourself afloat because Adam 22 himself is not interesting or relevant. So, yeah, man, I just thought that was funny and I figured I'd make a video about it. You know what I mean? I might go live later for the rest of y'all. I got a video that I'm gonna do about the whole, J.O. responding to the dude who sleep with a helmet on. Y'all stay tuned for that. But I just wanted to give y'all that. Y'all go check in my community section. Y'all can see the post. Yes, I screenshotted it and put it up there because he felt the need to go out of his way to try to downplay me. But that's cool, man. I don't care about your respect. I don't care about your opinion. I don't care about nothing. I'm gonna keep doing me. And don't start snitching on my channel either, homie. Because I know how y'all get down up there.
Want to do that, man.
Clearly you feel threatened. But
quickness.
That's my video for today, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments about this bozo, this pilgrim, this culture vulture, this fucking attention whore, this punk ass, bitch ass cracker.
We say a lot in that song, man. Shout out to Rich.
Y'all have a nice day.
Let's pull up
Look,
Rick's the
last thing I do want to say about that clown ass, right, is I don't like I do. When do you have that energy? See me when you see me. Just, man, shut up. You done made him up here talking about, man, I thought was standing on the game and this is supposed to be the ism and you know, man, who mentioned gang members first? Me or him? Who mentioned any gang members in this whole situation?
Some youngsters from 30s run up on you.
Man, you
a clown. And 60. So
you
this,
clown.
This how the and I ain't been feeling. I said first and foremost, you still on live? Because
you tried to call into his live.
No, the way that because
But I gotta ask you, right? Because I was reading one of your books, and you revealed that you was the one that took R. Kelly tape, the tape he had with the underage girl. What's the backstory behind that?
Nah, yeah. Jermaine Atkins wrote that book. Through the grapevine, it was always known what happened with that aspect at hand, But R. Kelly, he was kind of known in the industry for doing a lot of the man is amazing, but within that, there was a lot of issue with Barry Hankerson and Aaliyah, God bless her, dead. And Barry Hankerson felt some kind of way. So he knew already, hey man, that man got some shit in his duffel bag. Get that and get it to me, man. So we try to get him, you know what I'm saying? Book him. He got booked with Game to do a song, a video. Yeah, he got booked with Game to do a video when he got in Miami, South Beach. When he got booked there though, you know, Kels be saying some crazy shit. You ever seen a shooting star hang with a star? He just come by and go. So is that when he booked Game though? Yeah, when he booked Game, he wanted a boat. Game get his own boat. He come and meet me at this boat, and we meet at this boat. So I'm there and I'm trying to see how the fuck I'm gonna get this here. You know what I'm saying? Got my man Teeth wearing my cock with me. I'm like, man, I gotta get this shit, man. So we do the little show and all that, whatever the video, but nothing come to fruition. It don't happen. So Kels having to go a little run in Florida and go to Fort Pierce. And when he go there, I holler at my man in Pakistan. And now he in Fort Myers. I holler at my peoples in Pakistan. So them Haitians like, boy, I got him, don't trip. So he doing a little concert for them and he coming out with a duffel bag. So he come out with a duffel bag. T-Frey get him, pop, pop, grab that the duffel bag, pop. Get in the car, I pull off. I know he like, God damn, they don't want nothing else? Cause it's like 15 of them. But it's like, this the only shit that got taken. He was well known about this private bag. But motherfuckers just be on joke time. Everything in that bag, boy, that was rumored around him. So got the bag, VHS, and shit. I remember I said, man, what the fuck wrong with this nigga? And you know, like, man, I don't know what's going on, but hand this shit to Barry Hankerson, and Barry like, well, that shit was bootleg out everywhere. It was bootleg out everywhere, and I closed my last year in federal prison with Kelly. We talked about it, we chilled, and you know, he's still amazing, singing to the boys, singing to niggas. Niggas, you know, you live in a fantasy world, so you just thinking, goddamn, me and my bitch, you know what I'm saying? While he just doing a lot of, you know, it's just like going to a concert to see a nigga sing, you know what I'm saying? Like going to see Lionel Richie, Smokey Robinson, you know what I'm saying? Jaheim, and you know what I'm saying? So it's like, we chopped it up, we talked, but you know, he put a lot of blame on his wife. And you know, he got hopes he get out, you know what I'm saying? And I be like, man, I don't give a fuck what you say. Anybody. That nigga get played in the backyard at them barbecues. Cause my MP3 in prison. I'm like, The Weeknd is the second most person I got, and you first, man, Kels. Got like 140 songs of your shit. And, you know, shit happens, man. You know what I'm saying?
How did the tape get leaked?
The bootleg, all you had to do is give it to a couple of bootleg. The industry was really going, you know, through that bootleg CD and bootleg VHS around that time, you know? So the industry was really going through that. So it was bootleg people everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like in all little hoods, swap shop, flea markets, little differential places like that. You know what I'm saying? It was bootleg places everywhere. You know, so
Aaliyah uncle, he was the mastermind behind all this. He's the one that told you to go get the tape. The tape ended up going, leaking out there. So he's the mastermind.
to let it be known, yeah, I would guess. You know, you could look at it like that, but you know, a lot of things happen with contracts, honoring things, and probably trying to cover it up for them, and like just sick and tired. Like, man, I ain't covering this shit up no more, man. You know, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I know I got it and I handed it. Like, yeah, that's facts. Yeah.
Lefty gunplay, for whatever reason. I didn't know the dude. He started lying on me, talking about I killed deals. I don't know nothing about you, right? So he was running around saying, I got a verse on Kendrick Lamar out. Okay, so we waiting for the verse. Now, I just had this conversation with DJ Head. He was trying to cover for it. I said, look, bro, that's not a bridge. That's not a hook. That's not a verse. And it's at the end of the song.
So what do you call it?
He says crazy,
scary, spooky, hilarious.
Crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious. And he didn't say it twice. He took the first best one and looped it. It's crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious at the end of the song. The song is not called Crazy, Scary, Spooky, Hilarious, right? So now Adam hits me. He says, whack. Guess what? Lefty dropped the album on November 22nd, this same day Kendrick dropped the album, thinking that was gonna give him some push. So we went and got the numbers. This nigga sold 500 copies. He ain't mentioning nobody about that, none of this shit, right? So I'm telling myself, like, bro, you a bad representation as a rapper. Let me tell you what killed me. Dude going super essay. Did you hear how Vlad handled him? He said you wouldn't let your daughter date somebody black or from another race. He like, yeah, I feel that way, boom, boom, boom. Vlad said, okay, you're half white. Your daddy's white. So can she date a white man? That's your race.
Right.
I just saw this other day. So Lefty really, I knew it was something a little different about him because his antics is not natural because he's acting. He's really like Toby or Brian. He's a white guy. His father is white.
Why are you hating on him?
I'm not.
Why you hating on Lefty?
The truth can never be considered disrespect.
Why you hating on Lefty?
No, but he did start the rumor that we was racist, though.
He started
Y'all.
He said
Both
we
of
were
y'all.
racist. So are you saying we're racist against
That's because you
your
said
mother's side or your father's side?
Well, you said you would sign a Southsider.
I would.
That's why.
You know why? But you know why?
But he just said about the daughter thing, right?
Bro.
Well,
Soon
isn't that racist?
Soon as this nigga becomes something,
Low key,
they gonna
that's
come
racist.
holler at me. You know what I'm gonna
So
tell them?
how come it is only one energy when it comes down to what they talking about?
It's
and
not
gonna be showing up and shit. You know the politics of that. I didn't say I wouldn't sign a Mexican group signed to me, Coyote, right?
Yeah.
I just wouldn't sign a Southsider now. The only way I would do it, we all got partners from everywhere, right? If I had a Southsider that I'd been politicking with, grew up with him, and he brought him, then I would do that and him know. But I wouldn't directly do it. The politics.
Well, no,
right
but you just said Big U would only sign 6-0. So you can't be a hypocrite. You can't be a hypocrite. You said nigga sign everybody, nigga, so we can make the money.
No, it's no politics. I don't deal with no politics with Blueface.
Well, for what? Just like what it be like with a Southsider for what?
Nigga, are you
outside?
crazy?
You outside?
No, bro. Because you know what niggas do? We got our own cliques and our own crew, and we ain't let the real niggas. We ain't letting our set dictate our business.
Okay.
You know that. They politics don't work that way, bro.
Yeah, they
Know
got
that.
to.
Nigga, they not gonna get it out of me, so they gonna control the artist.
Right.
You know that.
So you don't want to deal with that headache.
Because then at that point in time, now I'm pulling myself in it, my homies in it, and I know better.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no, look, when the schoolyards got an issue with something Blueface, Blueface and media circle of schoolyards deal with that. I never had to hear about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's me and Blue. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, right? So, yeah, come on, bro. You know damn well. Nigga, that motherfucker turned into a Kendrick Lamar. Hey, Holmes, we need 50%.
Now.
We're going to tell him no.
Or it's up.
Yeah. Nigga, no, fuck you, got us fucked up. Then they're going to go to him. So now when you need him to show up to something or do something, they found out his Uncle Juan is in Folsom. What they going to do to his uncle?
They going to get him.
They going to bank him and say, that's because of you next time. And he going to.
Got to conform.
Because remember, it's layers to them. Not only here, across that border. It's layers to them.
So why he say you trying to block deals? What deals you trying to block?
Bro, I don't know who he signed to, where he signed. Never heard nothing.
Isn't he
I
signed
didn't
to
even
an
know who
agent?
he was. Adam started this shit.
He signed to an Asian dude.
I don't know. Adam started this shit. He came in, he said, yo, yeah, you know Lefty Gunplay? I'm thinking that nigga trolling. I ain't never heard of this nigga. I said that nigga probably ain't never even shot a gun. That's all I said. I don't know if black, white, Mexican from here. I don't know if he trolling. And he took that shit and ran with it.
Oh, he didn't like you from there. He didn't like you. You didn't like you
But
from
I
there
didn't
on out.
like. I honestly didn't know who he was.
You see the chat? They all Mexican flags.
Straight up, listen, hey yo, check this out. I have given the Mexican community the most streams ever. I did that for the Raza. And you go tally up all the videos on the Whack, Blue Devil, Loose Cannon thing, all the reaction. I've yet to strike anybody, claim anybody's nothing. So Raza, put some more flags up there for Whack 100. It ain't enough flags up there. Come on, Raza, give me the flags.
Because they still reacting to that shit right now.
Man.
Come on, man.
No, because
here we go.
This morning.
What you do this morning, bro?
What I do this morning?
The phone call.
I exposed it. Only 4 minutes. I got 23 more minutes of that. Y'all better leave me alone. It's a fact.
Shout out to Rich for connecting the call.
So what that nigga did, homie?
Bro, look, watch this.
Hey, you know when you said, hey, look, don't, why you shake my hand knowing I'm a rat? I said, oh, he finna get in trouble. Oh, yeah.
How many minutes? Only gave him
27 minutes. That's 28 minutes rounded off to the nearest.
Yeah, I only gave y'all 4 minutes. Yo, he know he better not say nothing because there's some things on here. Boy, it's some things on here that he said and they said. Listen, it got them. The atmosphere got so submissive. I said, Luce, this is making me feel uncomfortable. I ain't used to these type of dudes talking like this. I'm off the jack. Blue Devil was not a representation.
No, they was real bubbly.
Of a Sureño. And I dare him to say something while I release it for the Rasa.
So he not it.
No.
Come on, man.
Snoop, what's his name? Troops?
Yeah. Shout out to
Droops solid. Droops is solid.
He kept it above.
And he was trying to really clean up for a dude, and he knew dude that, cause you can't say we was in there scared. Droops like, that was because dude said Whack 100 them through to wash their mouth and all this, cause they seen all the essays and they was nervous. When it was all love. We 3-1 with them on our side. I ain't let nobody get searched. I got 20 niggas with me dropped out of school in the 7th grade. They don't even know how to read. Half the niggas with us.
No, it's fact.
Niggas is there. They don't know where they going when we leave here. They ain't tripping.
So you got all smacks with
Yeah, we got all bullshit with you. Y'all ain't see Smack mugshot? Yo, I got a $500 cash app. If you could go find Smack mugshot where it looked like he had an eye over here. Y'all gonna know what I'm talking about. $500 cash app. Y'all gonna put it up. Tag us, come on somehow, some way. Put up Smack's mugshot. I will give you the charge. It was an armed robbery. It didn't involve a gun. It involved a woman's arm.
Crazy.
Hey man, look, timestamp that shit, man. Hey, let me see. Hey, finally, let me see a super chat, man.
Hey,
Somebody sent us $100.
Did you ever think a nigga be sitting up here getting paid?
Fuck no. The
Doing this
nigga
shit?
just sent me $100.
Hey, let me see.
It's your boy Crazy Hood Media back at it with the new reaction. Today, we got this fool G-Face, calling in from federal jail, federal prison, I don't know, wherever he's at, to address some of the allegations that are going on about him right now. I think it's pretty interesting how he has a full-blown federal investigation going.
Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. In this episode, I will detail the story of TV star Shorty Rozzy. Shorty Rozzy was born Luigi Rozzy in Los Angeles, California on February 10th, 1969. Shorty was born a dwarf and was raised by his parents, who were also little people. During his childhood, Shorty lived in two different communities. The first was a nice neighborhood in the San Fernando Valley, and the second area he lived in was one of the most dangerous areas in Los Angeles. That area was a housing project called the Nickerson Garden Housing Projects, which was in Watts, which was known as a poor area, which is very poverty-stricken and also gang-infested. Shorty lived with a family friend to avoid conflict that he was dealing with at home, and by the age of 15, Shorty was living on his own and in the streets, where he would embark in a life of crime. In 1987, Shorty graduated from Fremont High School, but Shorty was already affiliated with the gang in this area that he lived in, being a blood gang known as the Bounty Hunter Bloods. He joined the Bounty Hunter Blood Gang while living in the Nickerson Garden Housing Projects. The Bounty Hunters are a blood gang that roots go back to the 60s, and by the 70s, becoming a blood gang that would take on several Crips in surrounding areas. The Bounty Hunters would build a reputation as one of the toughest gangs throughout the whole Los Angeles area, with large numbers and members willing to do whatever to put the gang on the map. Now, Shorty in the 80s for his gang was willing to do the same thing. Don't let the small stature fool you. He was said to be known to carry guns and willing to use them. It wasn't that often then, and still to this day, to see a white blood or Crip. And to add on to that, he was a dwarf. Two things that made him different and stand out from everyone else. But he was highly embraced from being down with his gang either way. But for Shorty, it would go all bad. He was involved in a gang-related shooting and convicted of felonies, including attempted murder and an assault with a deadly weapon. Shorty was sent to California Youth Authority and was later transferred to Folsom State Prison to serve a total of 10 years, 10 months, and 10 days.
To do. But some of that led me to life to get in trouble. And a lot of you know, I used to be a gang member. Gang member. Yeah, they called me a leader of a black gang. Really, people? A 4-foot little gunman. I did a lot of bad things in my life. I did a lot of harm to people. And eventually, I got busted for it. And they sentenced me to 20 years, 8 months. And I ended up doing a lot of time, but I had a lot of time to think of what I really wanted to be, what I really wanted to do. And one of those things was not going back to my ways.
After his release from prison, Shorty was looking for a fresh start, and Shorty turned to entertainment, soon learning he can earn good money as a little person in show business. His first job in the industry was at Universal Studios Hollywood, where he acted as Alvin for the Alvin and the Chipmunks stage show. Shorty would go on to appear in several commercials and also movies including The Grinch with Jim Carrey and The Kid with Bruce Willis. He also appeared in dozens of TV shows and has performed in theater for years. Shorty also founded a company called Shorty Wood Productions to provide little people entertainers for all types of shows, including private parties and corporate events. He also managed their careers. Since being a big dog enthusiast since a kid, this led Shorty to form Shorty Pit Bull Rescue, a business that rescues, rehabilitates, and places neglected and abused pit bulls in new homes. Many of the dogs that Shorty rescued have been seen in short films, public service commercials, and also print ads. His group does volunteer work by visiting nursing homes, schools, functions, and also hospitals. This caught the attention of cable TV network Animal Planet, leading to Shorty getting his own show called Pit Boss. The show will last 6 seasons. Shorty will go on to write a tell-all book about his life called 4 Foot Tall and Rising. As of today, Shorty still runs all his businesses, is a philanthropist, a producer, a rights activist, which he takes pride in, especially in the state of dogs' rights. His story is a story of triumph from a troubled beginning to becoming a success. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, check out my previous episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
But I gotta ask you, right? Because I was reading one of your books, and you revealed that you was the one that took R. Kelly tape, the tape he had with the underage girl. What's the backstory behind that?
Nah, yeah. Jermaine Atkins wrote that book. Jermaine Atkins wrote that book. Through the grapevine, it was always known what happened with that aspect at hand, But R. Kelly, he was kind of known in the industry for doing a lot of the man is amazing, but within that, there was a lot of issue with Barry Hankinson and Aaliyah, God bless her dead, and Barry Hankinson felt some kind of way. So he knew already, hey man, that man got some shit in his duffel bag. Get that and get it to me, man. So we try to get him, you know what I'm saying? Book him. He got booked with Game to do a song, a video. Yeah, he got booked with Game to do a video when he got in Miami, South Beach. When he got booked there though, Kels be saying some crazy shit. You ever seen a shooting star hang with a star? He just come by and go. So is that when he booked Game though? Yeah, when he booked Game, he wanted a boat. Game get his own boat. He come and meet me at this boat, and we meet at this boat.
Hold on, we already did this.
So I'm there and I'm trying to see how the fuck I'm gonna get this shit here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Got my man T-Fware and Makak with me. I'm like, man, I gotta get this shit, man. So
video, what the fuck?
we do the little show and all that, whatever the video, but nothing come to fruition. It don't happen. So Kel's having to go a little run in Florida.
We're gonna do this. Right?
Reaction to the verdict.
That's
be honest.
All right. Let me tell you something. Jeffrey called me about 5 minutes after that verdict came down.
Right.
I'm sitting there in my office. I'm watching it on the live stream. I'm doing some work. I'm excited as hell for Max and Doug and their clients. And I look over, my FaceTime is ringing. And it's Jeffrey. And he's like, oh, man. He's like, his reaction was twofold. He was happy for Kendrick and for Stillwell, very happy. He was happy that they're coming home. There was a part of him, I think, that was thinking, you know what, we probably should have gone all the way, because we would have been walking out of there with a not guilty verdict as well. And I agree, we would have, and we wanted to. Came a point where Jeffrey made a decision that he wanted to go ahead and enter that plea and go home on that day, and he did. But so his reaction, he was happy for them. There was a little bit of regret on his part, but overall, he's still doing great. He's happy to be home. I was talking to him. He's out in California. He's out in LA. So he's doing just fine, and he's going to be doing just fine.
Let's put him on speaker. Isn't that
Hey,
something?
Jeffrey, what's going on, man?
Man, just chill. What you got going?
I'm actually on a live stream with a reporter talking about you.
Okay.
Say hello to the folks.
Hey, y'all see Young Thug. Hey, Young Thug. We have been praying for you, supporting you, watching you. We are keeping you in prayer while you're on this probation. It's just, we got you in prayer.
Hey, Jeff. Yes, sir.
Get me off the probation.
Okay. I wish we could start a petition to do that. We got to get you on the channel so people can hear from you. Like, everyone has been so invested in this trial and the outcome. How did that support feel? This is the question I just asked. Did you feel the support from everyone?
Jeff, we'll hold off on the attorney-client conversation in a second, but what the folks want to know is how you felt about the support that you received from everyone online in the chats, everyone out there. How you felt about that support?
It kept me going.
There you go. Listen, man.
Thank you.
You sent me those photos of the jury they got out of my house.
I will do that. I'll do that. Tell you what, let me wrap this up, and I'm gonna call you back in a few minutes so you and I can chat offline. Okay. Okay. Don't go to sleep, man. I know you're on a different time zone over there, but I'm gonna talk to you in a little bit. You're Miami? Yeah, I'm good. Okay. All right, man. I'm gonna call you back in a few. Okay. All right, bro.
All right, there we go. Isn't that something? We just asked that question, and here he called.
Here we go.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in as we seen earlier this week. The two guys that were left on the YSL State RICO case in Georgia, Yak Gotti, who's an artist, and Shannon Stillwell, SB, were both found not guilty after turning down the plea deals and continuing on the trial. Now, the deals that they were offered wasn't as good as everybody else's and everything, so they decided to go all the way through there with it. And we seen young Doug, he came and took the plea deal at that point in time. Well, you heard his lawyer right there, Keith Adams, was one of his lawyers, and also the Fit lawyer, and it's on her YouTube channel, where he was on there speaking, and young Thug called in and was like, man, get me off this probation. That's what we got to work on now. And I would think so. You heard his lawyer say he was happy for his homies after they was able to beat the charges and everything like that, and found innocent in this case with the way everything played out. Thug called him right after that, like, man, what's really going on? Now, ultimately, this was Young Thug's decision. Young Thug wanted to take the plea. His lawyers wanted to continue to fight. But in the end, even his pops came on there and said that he didn't want him to take the plea either. But in the end, it's ultimately your client choice. Your client decides. Young Thug made the choice, man, I want to go home today. I ain't got time for this no more, bro. I'm over with it. Now, everybody was saying he shouldn't have did that. 15 years is too long. It's easy for you to say when you don't know what the future holds. Like I say, the plea that he took was a no contest plea. It was a plea where, okay, nigga, I'm not really officially saying this and this and all that, but the back end of it was the 15 years of probation and stuff, and he got a lot of stipulations. Him being an artist, it's gonna be a road that he going to stay clean on, stay on point. And people could say this and say that, bro. You don't know what was going on the other side of this. And maybe, who knows, it could have turned out different. You can't see the future, and it's in the hands of the jury at the end of the day. You don't know how that jury thinking. You don't know how that jury feel. Hey, you ain't got to come on here and say you did this, you did that, did that. This is a plea where you're going to be able to walk off. Now, you is going to have the people in your life, but that is different. Then you also see where he said, hey, man, what's up with my jury, dog? I was seeing that inside the courtroom as well, where somebody had a watch on, they was handling the watch and things like that. And this case was just all over the place as the way the police handle stuff, the way that the prosecutors handle stuff. It was supposed to be stuff that was redacted, and that was what led to them having to push that last motion in for mistrial. Probably one of the craziest trials we've seen of all time, like 2 years, longest trial in Georgia State history. And the way that it all played out was crazy, bro. In the end, where the 6 people, none of them got this. Lil Rod was one who already had another whole separate charge and everything like that, but nobody that they took down and took in that was convicted and sent to prison for the charges that they brought the YSL State RICO on. Now, convictions were still had by the state because you pled guilty to it. Either way, a no-low plea or a plea in general, they still getting some type of conviction. The 8 that took the conviction, they took the plea before the trial, that was most definitely that's a conviction, no matter how you slice the pie. So they got a lot of conviction years off of it, but the way that it played out, it was like a lot of unorganization. We went through different judges. We seen lawyers get arrested. We seen outbursts in court. Even jurors had to go spend some time in jail. We didn't see their faces, but it was happening with it and everything like that. Still got some other guys who still going through it with their trial. And I would think that Thug probably like, man, I probably would have shit on ahead and went their route. Because if I would have stood in there, I'd be scot-free right now, being able to do what I want to do and not have to report
and things like that. But I do think Thug will be able to walk some of that time down to that 15 years, good behavior, fines, and probably they'll work some out. When you got paper, you got pull, you got power, you got relationships, you in the game. It just is what it is. Tell me what y'all think. We got more coming, more videos, all that. 1,000.
Okay.
DJ, you go crazy. DJ UTV, let them know who we got in the building.
Yo, you already know, man. You got King Lil J, man, live from the Fed. Know what's going on.
King Lil J, what you on, gang?
Careful, that could be a...
You know, me, I'm bulling right now, man. My feet up, you know. Finna touch back down.
That's what's up, man. Welcome back to DJ UTV. It's definitely a blessing to have you.
It's a pleasure to be here, man.
Hey, now you know the call say, you know, this is a Winnebago County call. You say you live from the feds. You know that they like, damn, so where he at?
Yeah, I'm in Winnebago. I'm in Winnebago, the same place Didi and all them were just at.
Damn, for real?
Let's start there. Yeah. Same exact spot.
So you know about that situation, you know, that occurred with OTF.
Yeah, I know about that situation. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
that shit crazy.
Yeah, what was your thoughts and reactions when you first heard that Lil Durk got arrested?
Man, when I first heard it, I was disappointed, man. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter if we ops, you know what I'm saying? We from Chicago, man. You know what I'm saying? And he had Chicago on the map. You know what I'm saying? Duck there, everybody there. He was put Chicago on the map. And for him to get tricked out that position, man, is crazy.
Yeah, Lil J.
Yeah. For sure, man.
On the real, man. I hope he beat that shit, because like I don't always jail on nobody, my boy. I'm not my worst enemy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But he should have been way smarter than that.
Yeah. You know, before he got locked up, man, he was real you know, heavy on the push and peace movement. You know what I'm saying? Him and FYB J Mane had linked up. He had FYB J Mane out, goddamn it, on stage at the United Center for his birthday bash, you know?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so J Mane turned up right now for sure. I ain't gonna lie. He most recently just had a situation where he was pushing peace in O Block, you know what I'm saying? They kicked him out of O Block, but he won $10,000 from Say Cheese TV, Sean Cotton, for going to O Block, and since then he's taken the $10,000 and passed it out in $500 increments to the kids that lost their fathers to gun violence. Between the O Block and 63rd and other, you know, Chicago wars specifically. So what's your thoughts on, you know, like the whole push and peace movement that you're hearing about, led by FYB J Mane?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. When I first heard that push and peace movement, I'm like, man, them niggas. I ain't gonna lie to you. When I first heard that shit, I'm like, man, these hoe ass niggas, all four of them dead. Now niggas talking about they want to push peace. I'm like, man, they really looking for help. You know what I'm saying? But I was thinking from a immature street nigga man. You know what I'm saying? And then once I sat back and thought about it, I'm like, man, you know what? Push a peace will be a good thing, long as it's done without ill intentions. You know what I'm saying? Like, long as motherfuckers can help the community and help better our kids and ourselves, I'm all for that. You know what I'm saying? But if just doing it with ill intentions, I'm just doing this so the internet can think I'm doing something for a change, then that's bogus. You know what I'm saying? But I see he went to O Block and all that. At first, I'm like, man, this nigga tweaking. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this nigga tweaking on Tuga. And then I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? It's a good look for him, because this what he doing. He pushing peace. That's a good look. You know what I'm saying? But make sure everything is done with no ill intentions. As long as all your intentions good, I'm all for that shit. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
But but the only thing I don't like is that 10,000 shit. If you gonna go over there to the O, do it because you really trying to push peace, not off no motherfucking bet, not off no money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready.
But hey, to each his own, man. You know what I'm saying? He doing his thing, man. I salute him. That's little bro.
Yeah, for sure that. That's what I was getting ready to mention. Like, you know, some question, you know, whether it was genuine or was it, you know, for the money or for the content, you know what I'm saying? Because there was a bet, you know, placed on the whole situation. But, you know, nevertheless, you know, he did bless, you know, a lot of families, you know what I'm saying? Like I said,
Can't bless my kids, man. I'm in jail. I can't send none of my kids.
well, I think it was for the kids who lost a parent, like due to gun violence. I know he sent some for Butter, baby mama Destiny. You know, she died due to drugs. So, you know, it was for the kids who lost a parent. You know what I'm saying? So you know, Duck got 4 kids, and J Main, you know, hit up 2 of the kids and missed 2. So Mama Duck, you know, kind of had a problem with him missing 2 of the 4. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he should never did that. I see he trying to show all to the world. Oh yeah, I'm gonna help both sides. But man, you gotta, before you can help anybody, you gotta help yourself, my boy. Like on Tuga, like he should have helped all our people first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He should have helped all our people first, because the shoe was on the other foot. If Dirk is doing that, he gonna make sure all them people get situated first before anybody else.
Same thing Mama Duck was saying.
But you know, hey man, he doing his thing, man. You know what I'm saying? However he do it, that's how he do it, man. He getting his little shine on. Hopefully everything is genuine. You know what I'm saying? I salute that shit.
Yeah.
Cause it take a lot. You know what I'm saying? It took a lot. When I first heard it, I'm like, with that goofy ass Pusha P, scary ass shit. When I thought about it, man, there ain't nothing in these streets, gang.
Yeah.
It's nothing, no street morals. As you can see, ain't no street morals. Niggas don't care if you telling. The streets over with. So for somebody to still be, oh, I'm pushing this. Oh, I'm Cam, I'm smoking this. That shit old news, man. That shit ain't gonna do nothing but let him dead or in jail, man. So I salute him, man. He getting out the streets. He trying to do something better, but he need to actually do some good shit. He got the platform.
For sure.
Do some good shit.
For sure that. Man, you know, last time we chopped it up, you know, it was in conversation, really, you know, between you and Butter. I was just kind of like the middleman, you know, and the fans became real interested in Lil J and Butter. You know, we had to do it twice. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, you know, we definitely weren't able to do it this time, especially because, shit, now y'all both locked up. You know what I'm saying? Butter then made his way back to jail. You know what I'm saying? I think he's been locked up for a couple months now. We just talked to him last night. But man, bro, I know that's like your long lost, you know what I'm saying? Your long lost best friend, you know?
Yeah, that was my shorty. That was my right hand.
Yeah. So I, you know, like you said, you don't wish jail on nobody. So how you feel when you know when you heard Butter got locked up again?
When I heard he got locked up, I'm like, man, he dumb as hell, man. I ain't gonna lie. He had a way to feed his family, and now his kids out here with no daddy and shit. You know what I'm saying? People got to be more smart. I got to be more smart. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no reason motherfuckers supposed to be all over the internet, everywhere on fire, and motherfuckers riding around with guns and shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't wish jail on nobody, but we just got to be smarter, man. We got to be smarter. Got to stop doing all these motherfucking drugs and shit, man, because everybody doing 10 different drugs. We got to f up, man. You know what I'm saying? I heard that shit. I was disappointed. Man. I wanted to see him win. No matter, hey, man, I like for Chicago to win, man. I wanted to see Shorty win, man, because he never had nothing. You know what I'm saying? So actually, me seeing him win during the interviews, no matter if he talking shit about me, I feel like a proud father, man. I'm too good.
Yeah.
So and this is what I want to say too. Like, I know everybody saw the shit was going on. Me and him going back and forth. He hollering, I'm hollering. But y'all know this used to be my shorty. I used to love Shorty. You know what I'm saying? And with that saying, you know, no matter if he had to play agreement to testify against me. He got my mama locked up, but hey, man, I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta move on in life, man. So I don't know if he hit us or not. I just want Shorty to know, man. I forgive him, man. Even though to the world he go keep denying it, I know what's up. I forgive him, man.
That's what's
I
up,
forgive
man.
him. Allah forgive me for my sins. I forgive him. I got no ill intentions against Shorty. I want him to win.
Hey, that's big, bro. That's big, bro. I salute you for that, and I appreciate you, goddamn it, sharing that right here, goddamn it, on DJU TV, cause that's big, bro. That's big. Like forgiveness, bro. That's big, bro. We ain't never heard nobody say I forgive him. Like you the first person to say that right now. No bullshit.
Yeah, you got to grow up in life, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't continue to be a child. If you continue to be a child shit gonna happen to you. If you continue to be dumb shit gonna happen to you. You got to grow up and mature, man. You know, when we got locked up, he was like 19, I'm 21. He might ain't had the mature mind that he needed for that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But shit, I'm big on forgiveness now, man. I forgive him. Ain't got no ill intentions with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm big on forgiveness now, man, because Allah go forgive us when we got a sin. So why can't we forgive the next man, another black man who trying to win just like us?
Man, tell us, bro, how were you able to find that forgiveness in your heart?
It took me a lot. It took a lot. It took a lot because when I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to hurt him. I wanted some bad shit to happen to Shorty. You know what I'm saying? But by me being Muslim man and practicing Islam, they teach you on forgiveness. So I made my salats to Allah and told him to put it in my heart. And Allah put it in my heart. You know what I'm saying? I shed some tears. I told my mama and everything, and she said that's good. She forgive him too. So it was a hard thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, some of the hardest things to do
Yes.
is the best things to do.
Yes. Oh yeah, you spitting now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For real. That's what I'm on, man. We gotta better themselves, man. Especially if you living in your past, you will never have a future.
Say that for him again, bro. I don't think they heard you in the back.
If you living in the past, you will never have a future.
That's right.
Remember that.
That's right.
You can't keep dwelling on your past, man. You go through obstacles, go through roadblocks, man. Keep it moving and better yourself. Don't keep, I gotta fix this, what happened. That shit happened. Move on and win.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's all about. It's not no street shit no more, man. You out here, you in the streets, you catching bodies, you riding around with switch. You get locked up, people gonna forget about you. They're gonna be trying to f your baby mama, f your kids, say f you.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about securing your bag, taking care of your family and your team. That's it, that's all.
Man, bro, I definitely appreciate this mature perspective you coming from right now, bro. It sounds like you've been in a better mental headspace, you know, than you were before.
Yeah, that's real, man.
Man, I had to, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people salute me for being strong, but you know what I'm saying? Even the strongest break sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like with all the shit that was going on, all them videos and all that shit. You know, man, I'd have got bad so much. Anybody else probably would have killed themselves, DJU. You know what I'm saying?
Type shit.
Anybody else would have been lost it, crashed out.
Yeah.
But I came one with myself, man. You know, everybody make mistakes. You just got to move on. You got to man up to your mistakes and move on and win. That's what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
When I get out, I'm manning up to anything I ever did. I'm manning up to it. Anything I ever did that won't get me locked up.
Type shit. Hey.
I'm manning up to it though because I'm a man. At the end of the day, I got kids. My son finna graduate 8th grade, man.
Yeah, so two big words I can hear that you done, you know, got in tune with are forgiveness and accountability. You'll
Yes.
say, yeah. And man, that's
yes, you gotta take accountability for your actions if you're a man. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter how much you try to beat around the bush or whatever's done in the dark will come to the light, my boy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Believe that. Whatever's done in the dark will come to the light.
Exactly.
Hey, shit. Just like I said earlier, You worry about your past, you never had no future.
Exactly.
So I'm letting I'm cleaning my slate, and I'm coming home. I'm on something different.
Man, bro, it sounds like when you come home, you ready to goddamn it, let it be known. You ready to clear the air for real this time.
Yeah, I'm clearing the air about everything, 100%. Any videos, tests, whatever, anything anybody said about me on the internet, any allegations, I'm clearing them all up.
Yeah. Man.
Even motherfuckers I don't know. Because there's a lot of people that get on the internet and say they know me and never even been in the same room as me, can't be in the same room as me.
But no, bro, I just really like the idea of, taking accountability, clearing the air, you know what I'm saying, letting it be known, because, I've always told you, off the camera, like, man, bro, like, this some shit, bro. I know if you goddamn it properly address this shit, bro, and you stand on this shit, bro, this shit gonna blow you up. I always told you that. You know what I'm trying to say? And
yeah.
And man, I'm here to tell you shit. The world waiting on that. You hear me? The world waiting on you to drop the bomb on their ass. Let their ass know. Goddamn it, you still King Lil J. You still Clout Lord. They go eat that shit up. You hear me?
Bro, because that's what it is. And when I do it, I'm addressing it on the Chicago platform, man. I'm stop putting money in these other people's pockets, man. Chicago is a beautiful city, man. It's a beautiful city. No matter how much beef or what shit going on, we need to keep it going in the city, man. We got all these other people getting rich off our culture and not giving nothing to our communities and shit.
So that, man,
but
bro.
That's what I'm on. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I'm with the Push and Peace movement. Even though last time I said I wasn't.
Right.
That was from Double O thinking. This Jeff talking. You know what I'm saying? This Jeff right here.
Okay. That's hard.
I'm with that. But I ain't gonna lie. My album that come out, I'm dissing this shit on there. I can't change that. I can't change the past. But in the future, that's what I'm on, man. And I'm giving away shit to kids. I'm about to help the community.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, look now. So I'm gonna tell you what the shorties at O Block told J Mane about the diss song, right? They said, hey man, if you pushing peace, that mean you got to get on YouTube and delete all them diss songs you got. J Mane got some crazy ass diss songs.
They pissed on OD. He pissed on OD Grave.
I say he got some crazy ass diss song. He was Mr. Disrespectful before Mr. Disrespectful was Mr. Disrespectful. You dig what I'm trying to say?
You know who he got it from? You know J Mane got that from.
Who, you and Billionaire Black?
Nah. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. For real. But that shit, they not wrong for telling him that. That's they supposed to tell him. Because that's the right thing to do. That's what I was gonna say anyway. If Dirk can never get locked up, I was gonna talk to you about that anyway. It's because he said he's pushing peace.
Right.
Now I'm not gonna lie. Before he got locked up, I've been telling people for months. I'm like, man, he using J Mane as a pawn to clear something up. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that he was just using him, but hey, you know what I'm saying? But to get back on the topic, that's what I was gonna say. He got to delete that shit too. If we say we pushing peace, all that shit got to come down. All that shit. If I say I'm doing it and I'm really 100% doing it, I'll take that shit down. Cause that's what I'm with. That's what I'm with. I can't say, oh man, hey, I'm pushing peace, man. I want peace in this here Chicago. And then you go on my page, I'm talking about I'm smoking this and this dead homie and shit. No, it don't work like that.
Can't be hypocritical.
So yeah, they weren't wrong at all. That's what they supposed to do, and that's what he should honor that. That's some love and respect right there. Because they could have just tricked you in here and smoked you.
Yeah. Thank God ain't none like that happened. But yeah, I kind of get what where they coming from with that, And he doesn't have that many diss songs, and I feel like if he take them down, shit, it ain't like it'll take a huge hit on his YouTube channel or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like he got a whole bunch of other shit
those songs ain't do that many views. That
shit
ain't doing that many views anyway. He can take that shit down. Because he's still like, I see with Dirk don't hold his name. the label on his name and everything that go on with him, so he had to go through them. J May not signed to no label. You could take that shit down.
Yeah. Show that. Man, bro, this shit big, bro. You know what I'm saying? We on the phone with King Lil J, you know, and goddamn it, he done came to his senses around this, you know, bro done woke up, you know what I'm saying? And I could tell he ready to come home and really do good, you know, like you ain't giving vibes like you go get out and goddamn it, be ready to go back in. I hope you don't, you know what I'm trying to say? Like you just spent enough time in jail, my boy.
But look, I'm doing that, but hey, don't nobody get it twisted. I'm still that same nigga. I'm still a gangster. I'm phone number. Ain't nobody gonna do shit to me. Just because I got wise and smarter don't mean I'm no goofy. So you better know what you know.
Hey, yeah, I heard him.
DJ, you go crazy.
Reaction to the verdict.
That's
be honest.
All right. So let me tell you something. Jeffrey called me about 5 minutes after that verdict came down. I'm sitting there in my office. I'm watching it on a live stream. I'm doing some work. I'm excited as hell for Max and Doug and their clients. And I look over, my FaceTime is ringing, and it's Jeffrey, and he's like, "Oh man," he's like, his reaction was twofold. He was happy for Kendrick and for Stillwell, very happy. He was happy that they're coming home. There was a part of him, I think, that was thinking, you know what, we probably should have gone all the way, because we would have been walking out of there with a not guilty verdict as well. And I agree, we would have, and we wanted to. Came a point where Jeffrey made a decision that he wanted to go ahead and enter that plea and go home on that day, and he did. But you know, so his reaction, he was happy for them. There was a little bit of regret on his part, but overall.
All right, boom. So that was that right there. It's gonna be it.
All right, y'all. So, you know,
This is the ghost right.
Just clarify a few things. You feel me? That I feel like have to be clarified. You know what I mean? All right. So for starters, I'm old. Whatever I'm talking about. You feel me? But like I said, it wasn't about the money. And now let me tell you why. Let me tell you how it wasn't about the money with me. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. 2017, right? First of all, I want y'all to think to yourself, how did she get signed to Atlantic? Do y'all think? All right, but if she got signed in 2017, Bodak came out later that year, right? How did she get signed to Atlantic? What music did Atlantic listen to that gave her a deal? What music did Atlantic? Gangsta Bitch Music Volume 2. Who did that? They wanted to sign her. She got signed in the middle of her second mixtape. We ain't even finished the shit, and they signed. So tell me, how Swift don't have nothing to do with it? Please tell me. Then this is for everybody else that's lost. You could help me understand. How doesn't Swift have nothing to do with it? Please tell me. I want her to tell you her story of how she came in Atlantic. Because that's not up. You know why? Yeah. You feel me? And it's like, the main reason why it's not about the money too, this is why. The main fucking reason. I could have been about the money when this happened. You know what I mean? Listen, her deal was unheard of at that time. Unheard of. You know what I'm trying to say? $500K up front type shit. Yeah, $500K up front. You know what I'm trying to say? You know how much I got out of that? And this is off of stuff that I produced. I wrote. Zero. Everybody bust that down. But guess what? I still ain't going no rampage. I ain't going Instagram. I ain't whine. Set pause, and I'm gonna wait my time. You feel me? I ain't gonna worry about no payments right now. I'm gonna just keep writing these songs. I'm gonna keep writing the beats. Cause I see that the team is winning, and I know that's gonna be me one day. So I'm like, yo, you know what? Nah, let me just keep going. Let me keep pushing, keep writing, keep making these beats, keep going. You feel me? Let me just keep pushing. I'm good. It got so crazy. I had my whole team mad at me. My whole fucking team mad at me. Everybody was mad at me because I was putting so much energy into this situation, and they didn't understand. They like, yo, what's up? When are you gonna get paid? Like, da da da. And I'm just telling everybody, like, oh, fall back. They got me. They good. And then look, guess what? In the end, look what happened. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying that part to say, for those who's thinking, how does he have anything to do with anything? I have everything to do with everything. And nobody can't tell me different. Nobody can pull up no papers or to tell me different, nothing, because everything on paper will tell you what I'm saying. So I think people forgot. This is the reminder. 2017, okay? Early 2017, that's when the deal to Atlantic was signed. Bodak wasn't created. So what music did they sign her off of? How did she get the deal? Why y'all playing? And I want y'all to Google this shit yourselves. Google it yourself. When did Cardi sign to Atlantic? When did she sign to Atlantic? Google it yourselves. Google it. It's right there on Google. I promise you. You could Google it and look at it. When did she sign to Atlantic? When did Bodak come out? So I'm telling y'all, if it was about money, like I said, after me not seeing a dollar out of that 500K that I blood, sweat, and work my ass off for, if it was about money, I would have been on it every day since then. And that's 2017. I've been holding it down for 6 years. How much longer do you want somebody to be quiet for? How much longer do you want somebody to, yo, just take that down. Yo, change the right, yo change that, don't put that. So let's go back to the juicy question. How did the Atlantic deal come about? How did Cardi get signed to Atlantic Records? How? What music did the record label was listening to that made them want to cough up $2.5 million with a $5,000 cash advance? What type of music could do that for any artist nowadays? What artist is getting that type of deal nowadays? I sat there and watched that, and guess what? I didn't even ask for no money after that. You know what happened? This is crazy. I just remember this. I didn't even ask for no money after that. You know what happened? Yo, Swift, I'm watching everybody bust the money down and have, 500K 4 ways go a long way. And I sat back and I'm like, okay, I don't get paid off of this. I don't know. They probably telling me the truth. Let me just roll with this because I don't think they will lie to me. You feel me? Like, don't paint the picture like I'm out here yapping, like I'm just talking on shit I don't know about. And no, I'm not that, bro. I know everything I'm talking about. Public information. The Atlantic deal, 2017, February. Bodak came out later. That speaks volumes right there. I don't even have to say no more. That alone speaks volumes. What more do I have to say, bro? Like, and everybody that knows me knows I'm not going to get up here and be on this timing for no reason. I Everybody know me. I'm not with that drama shit, none of that shit, bro. But I have to clear my name because this is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, leave it up to them. You feel me? But like I said, hold on, maybe a lot of people thinking like, yo, his delivery was wrong. Nah, but y'all gotta understand. I attempted this numerous times behind the scenes, behind closed doors. Like, people asking me weird shit, I'm avoiding shit. I'm avoiding questions in interviews just because I don't want to, look a certain way. I don't want, people to think I'm out here talking crazy. And then after a while it hit me, I'm like, bro, I can't keep doing this. This is actually my story. This is how I came. This is my story. I can't not talk about this shit because somebody don't want to give me credit. I'm not just I know it sounds insane, but yo, I'm not making this shit up. You feel me? But that's really what the point I just want to get across. It never was about the money. It was about the money with Shaf, and that's still going on right now. You know what I mean? That right there is y'all gonna get handled. I ain't worried about that, and I tell you that all the time. You feel me? But with her, it was just credibility. That's all it was. Credibility. I'm an easygoing person, bro. I'm an easygoing person. I don't ask for much. Point blank simple. I don't ask for much. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to clear this up for anybody that don't know what's going on. May probably thinking like, yo, what's going on with the clout chase? I'm not known for clout chasing. I don't do that. I spit facts and facts only. The facts shall set you free. And look, and for everybody thinking I'm hurt, yo, I'm in my backyard right now. This is my backyard, okay? I got a shed. I got a washing machine and dryer in my shed. Yep. Okay, I got a backyard. I got a whole house, okay? All right? I just cashed out a whole car. No payments. I don't have no car payments. So let's get over this is about the money. Let's get over that. Let's get to the honest business. And for anybody, yo, hold on. All right. Thank you. It's all about the flowers. Yo, the flowers. That's it. Credit, flowers, however you want to put it. Because y'all got to remember. Like I said, the Atlantic deal was done in February 2017. Bodak came out months after that. So what songs did Atlantic sign her off of? If I had nothing to do with nothing, what songs did they sign her off of? How'd you get the deal? You just walked in and they was like, nah, no, that's not what happened. So you already know. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate everybody's support, tuning in, tapping in. I'm just sending out good vibes for the morning, man. I just had to like clear that part up. You feel me? Because it never was about no money. Like I said, I'm gonna repeat it one last time. It never was about the money. With her. Because I didn't look at her like a quick lick. You know what I mean? I didn't look at her like the quick lick and I'm in and out of here. And yeah, I didn't look at her like that. You know what I mean? This was home team at the time. This was, yo, yes, I'm about to finally be able to create something. So in the future, when I got a family, I could do this and that. That was that. You know? And I just thank God. That he gave me the energy and the strength and the wisdom to keep finding out shit, looking shit up, doing my own research, ignoring. Because even when they like, don't do that, you can get blackballed. The f is a blackball? We're not playing pool. Like, yo, I'm not on none of that shit. You feel me? I'm not on none of that shit. I'm about real shit, truth, and real shit. That is it. Fake don't exist in my aura. I can't. Shout out to everybody that tuned in, though. Appreciate y'all. Have a good morning. Tune in. All right.
DJ, you go crazy.
DJ UTV, let them know who we got in the building.
Yo, you already know, man. You got King Lil J, man, live from the Fed. Know what's going on.
King Lil J, what you on, gang?
You know, me, I'm bulling right now, man. My feet up, you know. Finna touch back down.
That's what's up, man. Welcome back to DJ UTV. It's definitely a blessing to have you.
It's a pleasure to be here, man.
Hey, now you know the call say, you know, this is a Winnebago County call. You say you live from the feds. You know that they like, damn, so where he at?
Yeah, I'm in Winnebago. I'm in Winnebago, the same place Didi and all of them were just at.
Damn, for real?
Let's start there. Yeah. Same exact spot.
So you know about that situation, you know, that occurred with OTF.
Yeah, I know about that situation. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
that shit crazy.
Yeah, what was your thoughts and reactions when you first heard that Lil Durk got arrested?
Man, when I first heard it, I was disappointed, man. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter if we ops, you know what I'm saying? We from Chicago, man. You know what I'm saying? And he had Chicago on the map. You know what I'm saying? Duck there, everybody there. He was put Chicago on the map. And for him to get tricked out that position, man, is crazy.
Yeah. For sure, man.
On the real, man. I hope he beat that shit, because like, I don't wish jail on nobody, my boy. I'm not my worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? But he should have been way smarter than that.
Yeah. You know, before he got locked up, man, he was real you know, heavy on the push and peace movement. You know what I'm saying? Him and FYB J Mane had linked up. He had FYB J Mane out, goddamn it, on stage at the United Center for his birthday bash, you know?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so J Mane turned up right now for sure. I ain't gonna lie. He most recently just had a situation where he was pushing peace in O Block, you know what I'm saying? They kicked him out of O Block, but he won $10,000 from Say Cheese TV, Sean Cotton.
If there's one rapper's name who's synonymous to Cap, it's gotta be your homeboy, The Game.
So you and New Jersey Devil and some of your homies.
A lot of them.
A bunch of your homies. How deep were you guys that day?
Like 70.
70?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys go to Hot 97 to talk to 50 over what he just said.
Yeah, we had like 20 yellow cabs.
Okay.
Don't get it twisted. The Game is a multi-platinum Grammy-nominated artist who can stand toe-to-toe with some of the greats. We all know The Game can talk that talk on a beat. But even with all that, The Game doesn't get any respect from the industry. Top G's like 50 Cent, Dr. Dre, Joe Budden, and pretty much the whole West Coast don't mess with him because they think he lies too much.
I don't care. I'm just here for the lies. It's gonna be great. Now, call me naive again. Why you think that? Like, why is it like guaranteed that we're getting live?
Yeah, because it's The Game talking. And this is not a shot at him, but he's very extra. Like he lie. Everybody know he lie.
We're at a point where a lot of folks are starting to remember The Game for his goofy antics more than his classic hits, which is just a shame. To evaluate how we got to this point, we got to take a look at the evidence. Let's start off with some of the goofier stunts first. Like that time earlier this year, he tried to instigate drama by changing his own Instagram profile picture to a picture of actress Karrueche Tran. The chick also happens to be Chris Brown's ex, so fans were going wild trying to connect the dots. But as it turns out, it was literally nothing. The Game was in his own comment section later on, saying, "Picture dope, and K is a fire person in the homie. Keep going about y'all day. Y'all gonna be all right." Then after that, he changed his profile picture again to a photo of Kobe Bryant. The funny thing is, he's out here playing games like this when he's expecting his fourth child with his current girlfriend, Shanice Hairston. But if this was the extent of the game's issues, people wouldn't care like that. But no, it actually gets much worse. One of the things that really soured the rap community on the game was him trying to take credit for the careers of Kendrick Lamar and Nipsey Hussle. Yup, you heard me right. In 2023, while performing at a nightclub, Game wanted to stand on business by mentioning the names of much more accomplished West Coast legends and trying to imply that he built them up.
Nobody, nigga, just me. So I took them things, I caught them bullets, I was in them shootouts, I sat behind bars, nigga. I had them kids, I showed y'all the kids, I put out them albums, nigga. I took Missy CD, took it and put it in my pocket, nigga. I took Kendrick and took that nigga on tour, nigga, when Kendrick was J-Rock, motherfucking hype man, nigga. I put the list on my back. So when niggas say I'm here, no, you not, nigga. I'm here, nigga.
Now, I have to clarify that the Game, being a Compton rapper who's been doing his thing for over 2 decades at this point, has the right to speak on these things. There was definitely a time back then when Game was holding it down for the whole West Coast. But regardless, Cap is Cap. He did put Kendrick on tour early on and gave him that exposure every up-and-coming rapper needs. But there's no universe where the Game was actually responsible for K-Dot being this big. Him mentioning Nip as well, who did so much to get back to the West Coast, was just considered crazy talk by fans. Well, the Game is holding a champagne bottle in that clip, so I can probably pass it off as a booze rant. But what I can't simply pass off as a drunken rant is the decades-long beef Game has with 50 Cent and Dr. Dre. If you don't know the story, strap in. Back at the start of his career, the Game was heavily assisted by both 50 and Dre. Dr. Dre was looking out for the West Coast when he got 50 to accept the Game into G-Unit. The group was hot at the time, with classic releases like Beg for Mercy. After the Game signed in with G-Unit, he started to do his thing with the group, showing up on several G-Unit radio mixtapes. In fact, the G-Unit radio mixtape Part 8 was actually the Game's mixtape, called The Fifth Element. 50 took the Game under his wing, writing the hooks on several of the Game's smash hits. Sometimes 50 Cent would even hand him whole songs that were supposed to go into his own album. Songs like How We Do, Hate It or Love It were just popular examples amongst a whole list of songs that 50 wrote for the Game on his first official album. But here's where things start to get interesting. The very first flashpoint between 50 Cent and the Game. 50's second studio project, The Massacre, was actually supposed to be called St. Valentine's Day Massacre, and as such, was slated to drop on the 14th of February 2005. The Game was about to drop his album too, so he sees the schedule and he's like, hell no. He wanted his album to come out before 50's because he's insecure that if it happens the other way around, his debut album wouldn't do the numbers. So, 50 Cent's Valentine's Day album had to be pushed all the way back into March. 50 was pissed, but he sucked it up and moved on, taking one for the team and all that. The Game, on the other hand, wasn't even trying to play nice. As soon as his album came out, homie switched up on 50 Cent and G-Unit. Starts with him instigating beef with several high-profile rappers, leaving 50 on cleanup duty, privately culling those rappers and ensuring that they don't end Game's career before it's barely begun.
By saying it didn't happen. Because he says a lot of things and then turns around and takes it back. You know what I mean? Like, he says what he said about Jay-Z to make him attack him. And when he does it, he says, nah, I ain't do that. The night that happened, I said, wait, let me get on the phone. He called me from Amsterdam. He did say I said, let me get on the phone with Jay-Z and find out exactly what's going on. I get on the phone, see if it's serious or like that. Me and Jay never actually made contact, but the information came back. Cause Jay was like, nah, I was tapping him a little something light to make him know that I will, if you keep going. And I said, oh, thanks, good looking, because you didn't destroy the money right there. You should have just got rid of him. You see what I'm saying? Real easy like that. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not established at that point. He still got to make records on his own.
But meanwhile, when the Game was asked about the rappers that 50 Cent was beefing with, he stated that he was cool with Cameron, Jadakiss, Nas, Rick Ross. The Game wasn't being loyal to 50 at all. He was only looking out for himself and what he represented. He wasn't shy about it either. He dead ass said it on camera.
G-Unit is here 50's here, and Game can be anywhere in between that and probably even bigger than that. And you can't suppress that. You can't suppress that with just G-Unit.
I wanted to be on Dre's level, on Eminem's level, and I wanted to be respected as that. I don't think 50 respected me in that aspect. I think he wanted me to be a G-Unit soldier, which I'm not.
He got a whole coast that he represents. So it ain't the same thing. These ain't no guys out of your neighborhood in Queens. This is a guy who has a whole coast that didn't have anything for 10 years.
I don't even know how this whole beef came about with me and him, because we're all under the same roof. But he started it, and you know, I was ready to finish it.
Right at the end there, Game casually drops another lie, saying that 50 started it. If there's one thing that's been abundantly clear so far, it's that the Game has been the guy sniffing out the smoke. There was no need for subliminals at this point, and so 50 decided to announce to the world in an interview with Power 105 that the Game was no longer a member of G-Unit.
Hey, now let's talk about the G-Unit for a minute, 50. Yeah. Now I read where you said Game was about to be dropped from Aftermath Interscope before you got involved. That's true?
Yes, it was absolutely the truth.
How did that transpire?
You know, creatively, the tires got stuck in the mud, you know, and you know what I mean? So we actually got together. I recorded 6 records on Game's new album.
Right.
I did West Side Story, How We Do, Hate It or Love It, Church for Thugs, Special, and Higher. You see what I'm saying? And he came back recently from overseas and was disrespectful, man. Like the way he's like, it's like he's feeling himself, like because of how well his record is selling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I, you know, openly, I wouldn't expose what I did for the project, but I wrote those records. I created the concept of those records, and he rapped around it. He's a great rapper. He's not a good songwriter. He has a lot of inconsistencies. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's incredible that he would come back and forget how much I've done for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, personally. You know what I'm saying?
So where does he stand as far as G-Unit is concerned right now?
Across the street or around the corner. He's not in my camp.
Not at all.
No way.
Okay.
Not after being that disrespectful. I'll move forward in my career as a shady G-Unit artist.
Right. And with no hard feelings at all.
Yeah, no hard feelings at all.
Well, why did you and Game get into a shoving match?
We ain't never been in a shoving match.
No, that's not
what
true.
You say to sound good.
Okay.
That's what you say to look good. Me and 50, I push 50.
Never.
You see what I'm saying? That never happened. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's things that they say that inconsistent. Like, I really don't understand what made them do that. Like, what's on your mind?
But just after 50 Cent made his announcement, and whilst 50 was still on air, the Game decided to send a message to 50 and the G-Unit boys. Game grabbed a couple of gangsters and he stormed the building where 50 was doing the interview. Security did their job and kept the Game's crew from entering the building, but that didn't stop the situation from getting sticky. When 50 and the G-Unit crew heard that people had pulled up on them, they immediately ended the interview and scrambled out of there.
Well, we got it. Let's go.
Enough's enough? Right now. It's Hot 97. Funk Flex. We focus. Flex, sorry, bro. Hey, it's okay, fellas. Hey, it's all great.
Now, this is where the details start to get fuzzy. The only thing we know for sure is there was a shootout outside the Hot 97 building on that day, as 50 and his boys tried to escape the trap that the Game had sprung. There was thankfully no casualties, although one of Game's friends was shot in the leg. He pulled through.
Police say a group was exiting the building. They were leaving and they started to argue and someone pulled a gun. 50 was not injured during the incident. Victim is in stable condition. No arrests have been made.
But now, the reason why details are fuzzy from that day is because we got an unreliable narrator, folks. The Game has told the story of what happened that day a million times. The only problem is there are a million different stories. In this interview, the Game states that 50 Cent went out the back door.
People say, they like to say, well, 50 Cent, shot one of Game's, cohorts or whatever, but that's not what happened. 50 Cent went out the back door of the radio station.
But in this next interview, the Game switches his story and says he and 50 looked at each other eye to eye with guns drawn, and they were shooting at each other.
Yeah, man, like we were shooting, they were shooting, shit was crazy. Me and 50 stared each other in the eyes with guns drawn. guns drawn. Two niggas that was friends and homies, and they came up in hip hop together. And I don't even know who fired first shot. I just know we were shooting at each other.
Just in case you didn't catch that, we've already pivoted from 50 slipping out the back door to the game claiming 50 pulled out guns, and they were shooting at each other, and the whole place was littered with bullets. Now, if you're not confused yet, give it time. You will be. Because in this next clip, the game states that 50 had NYPD and other armed men with him for security. So Game and his homies were outgunned.
His security, armed security, which were more than likely NYPD came out and were, you know, they felt they were scared. So they pulled out guns, and dude got to shooting at the ground, skidded up, hit Kevin. He was bleeding in the snow, and I feel embarrassed by what happened. And I felt like I let all my guys down and leading them in that, you know, in that situation where we had to retreat because we were out.
So actually, 50 had more shooters than the game, except no. The game disagrees with himself because next up, he says that they both had 30 men with them.
And I don't even know who fired first shot. I just know we were shooting at each other. And at that moment, everything was in slow motion. It wasn't about nobody else that was there, even though I had 30 niggas with me and 50 had 30 niggas with him.
Somebody
That's cap. That's cap. That's cap. That's cap.
And if you think that's the last time the game changed his story, well, I don't know what to tell you. In the game's latest interview, this time he stated that he had 70 men with him. Yes, 70.
So what was interesting is I was rolling with you during that time, but that day I'm like, I'll just stay home. So you in New Jersey Devil and some of your homies.
A lot of them.
A bunch of your homies. How deep were you guys that day?
Like 70.
70?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's 5 times. 5 times that the game's official story on what happened in 2005 has changed. And that ain't even all the times he's changed the story. Those were just the ones we could find. If his nose grew longer every time he lied, it'd be longer than the Golden Gate Bridge. Just 2 weeks after the shootout, when both rappers attended a charity event and attempted to publicly squash the beef, the game still did his thing and ruined it. The game stated that they were both paid to appear at the press conference.
Right, but you guys ended up having a press conference to basically say,
man, Jimmy Iovine made us do that shit, man. and I can't. And we got paid to do that.
Really?
Yeah, dog.
How much they paid you to have
I
a
got
press
like $1 million to get on a private jet.
Wait, you got paid $1 million to do a press conference?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so why not, huh?
And yeah, I got like $2 million because they gave me $1 million to stop saying "G, you not."
Okay.
And among the most stunning examples of the game recklessly capping has to be when he claimed Kanye West did more for his career than Dr. Dre ever did. Even going as far as to say he did as much for Dre as Dre did for him.
But yeah, man, Ye is that's my brother. Always got his back. And you know, a lot of people, I've been catching a lot of flack for saying Ye did more for me in my career in the last 2 weeks than Dre did my whole career. One thing Dre did was sign me, right? But Dre signed the hottest nigga in Compton. It didn't matter who was gonna sign me, I was gonna be the next nigga. So as far as Dre and Jimmy Iovine signing me to Aftermath and Interscope, they also did themselves a favor because they had picked up where Tupac left off in signing me, because I was gonna be the next nigga. So it's like, as much as Dre did for me in signing me, I did for him in bridging the gap for the West Coast. 'Cause I mean, you have 50 and M, but you don't have nothing on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying?
Meant a lot to
Snoop
get
was
someone from the West
independent and went
Coast,
through No Limit and you know all that. So it's like, as much as Dre did for me, I did for him. And he'll tell you that if we being honest.
In the history of rap music, I don't think anyone has ever been caught on camera tripping so hard and so many times. And we didn't even mention that time he photoshopped himself into a picture with Tupac. It's a real shame too, because the game definitely has talent, but this man spent too much time trying to talk himself into relevancy rather than rapping it. This is why no one can take him seriously anymore.
All right, y'all. So, you know, just clarify a few things. You feel me? That I feel like have to be clarified. You know what I mean? All right. So for starters, I'm old. whatever I'm talking about. You feel me? But like I said, it wasn't about the money. And now let me tell you why. Let me tell you how it wasn't about the money. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. 2017, right? First of all, I want y'all to think to yourself, how did she get signed to Atlantic? Do y'all think? I bet if she got signed in 2017, Bodak came out later that year, right? How did she get signed to Atlantic? What music did Atlantic listen to that gave her a deal? What music did Atlantic Against the Bitch Music Volume 2? Who did that? They wanted to sign her. She got signed in the middle of her second mixtape. We ain't even finished the shit, and they signed. So tell me, how Swift don't have nothing to do with it? Please tell me. And this is for everybody else that's lost. You could help me understand. How doesn't Swift have nothing to do with it? Please tell me. I want her to tell you her story of how she came in Atlantic. Because that's not up. You know why?
Happy holiday.
Yeah. You feel me? And it's like, the main reason why it's not about the money too, this is why. The main fucking reason. I could have been about the money when this happened. You know what I mean? Listen, her deal was unheard of at that time. Unheard of. You know?
Basically Atlanta Records. Basically Atlanta Records and the Illuminati hit me up. YouTube, welcome back to another video, man. Where have you been? I know I've been gone for a long time, but you know, I've been working. I've been out of town, out the country, working. Some people already know what I was doing. Some people don't, but it's something very, very dope, very, very lit, very, very creative, and I think y'all gonna like it very, very much. Something outside of my comfort zone. You know, I'm very introverted, but I had a lot of fun this past week. But for the most part, the biggest thing about what happened this week is I took a cell phone detox. I wasn't on my cell phone for 7 days straight. And I kid y'all not, it was the best feeling ever. Not being on the phone, not tending to nobody, not answering a bunch of text messages, not looking on Twitter and seeing how much y'all hate me, not going on TikTok and seeing people do think pieces about me. It was very refreshing. And I advise y'all to try it one day too. These cell phones is rotting our brains. But today we just vibing. I don't know what the title says, but whatever the title says, stay tuned because it's always lit whenever you watch me. You heard me? Make sure you smash the like button. I'm sorry I was gone for 8 days. It'll never happen again. All right. We got Baby Rich in the car.
I'm trying to look out, you know what I'm saying? Be a W mans and shit, bro. Johnny One was getting tired in the back. So, oh, what's happening?
Do you like being from Alabama?
I mean, that's all I know. So I don't know if I like it or not. I grew up there my whole life, so I was like, that's cool.
Rapping your whole life?
Nope.
When you start rapping?
Probably like when I got to college, freshman year in college.
For real? You only been rapping for what? 4 years, 5 years?
4, 5 years, yeah. Oh.
I thought you was one of them dudes that been rapping since you was 3 and shit.
Nah, nigga, I was
rapping since I was 1.
Nigga,
how was you rapping at 1?
I was an engineer first.
Oh yeah, you told me.
Yeah, I was an engineer first. That's how I made money. Cause I couldn't do no regular job. I worked at TJ Maxx, worst job I ever had.
I worked at TJ Maxx.
Really?
You know that?
Bro, they had me in the back like on some slave shit. Bro.
Yeah, I used to put the sensors on the clothes, all of that.
Bro, no, listen, bro. In the front of the store, you had all like everybody was dressed up all nice. But when you went through them double doors, bro, it was like a slave ship, bro. It was crazy, dog.
Yeah, nah. I worked at TJ Maxx. I was a cashier. I put the sensors on the clothes. I worked in the home department. All of that.
Nah, bro, I was in the back, bro. They had niggas in white beaters. They ain't even had AC. They had like a little fan that you press, and it was like an assembly line.
Yeah, that was my last job. You talking about when you put the tags on the clothes and stuff?
No, I'm talking about when you get it off the box.
Oh,
Off the pallets, off the box, open them up, put them on. Next person,
You was pulling up early in the morning and
Yeah.
shit. Nah, I was on the floor. They cared about me more.
No, they ain't care about me at all. No.
But y'all, I'm finna get into my skincare. Yeah, I've been doing skincare lately, and I'm finna go in CVS and find me something to put on my face. I'm getting a little old. I've been noticing I got fine lines right here. I gotta get little facials and shit. No homo, like I gotta get right. So I'm finna go in here. We just gonna vlog regular. Nothing too crazy. Fake clutch, no matter where I'm at. Fake clutch. Oh, you don't know what she on right there. Not a fake clutch. It's the only way to stay safe. Call they bluff. Real hood. You know, I stay in the streets. Everybody in there real hood, folks. Let's see what we rock with. You do skincare?
Every day.
Freaky ass.
I get my shit from Sephora though. This level 1. You still learning and shit. It'll work, but Sephora where you really need to go.
I ain't gonna lie, I go to Sephora right now if you really mean that.
I'm dead ass here.
Let me see how far Sephora is. Because I do feel like coming to CVS with skincare is kind of like, because skincare is like a girl thing, ain't it?
Nah, skincare is not a girl thing. It's a unisex thing. You gotta care about your skin whether you male or female.
Sephora is a bad bitch store.
Skincare. Bad bitch do their skincare.
Right. Yeah, it's a Sephora. What you bad for? Yeah, what you bad for. Y'all go stream it on Apple Music. It's going up on Apple Music. Y'all can't see the streams, but I can. Spotify poop. You don't even need to stream it on Spotify. If you got Apple Music, stream What You Bad For on Apple Music. I'm finna do something really, really good. I'm finna pay somebody rent very soon. I haven't made the video, but I'm posting on Instagram. So make sure y'all keep streaming on Apple Music. Play it while you sleep. Everything. Okay? I need y'all help. We gotta make this one go number 1. We neck and neck with Kendrick right now, so let's run it up. Let's go to Sephora. You really got Sephora?
If you really want like actual good skincare stuff.
All right, back.
That fake clutch ain't cool, bro. You gonna fake clutch on a nigga when you pull that motherfucker out.
I got a reason. We not coming to an agreement. Every conversation be heating. Our relationship got no meaning. In your head, you fighting demons.
You don't know if you stand. All right, we at Sephora right now. As you can see. Let's go get some skincare. Sleeping alone. All right. Now you want me out of your life. I've been taking drugs, I can't feel myself. If I lose you, I might kill myself. If we talk about it, then it still might help. Baby got that water, I'ma swim Mike
I've
Phelps.
never been to Kohl's before.
You ain't never been down bad. You ain't never had to boil back.
What is
Boil water to wash your back.
Is this like a furniture store?
Kohl's is a clothing store for poor people. I'm just playing. You ain't gotta be poor to shop here. But Kohl's do not have no drip whatsoever.
I be shopping at Target, boy. Target get me right.
You rich.
My underwear, socks, what?
You might want to bring it low.
Bring it a little low.
Before. You know what I'm saying? Hair and lash.
I ain't gonna lie. No, not that. I'm trying to tell you what you need right here. You need this. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm looking for skincare.
Skincare? Do you need help with it? Or...
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you? Oh, okay.
Sure, we have our names here.
All right. Thank you.
Something like fine lines.
Something for fine lines.
Moisturizer.
How old are you?
27.
27? Okay. I was like, do you even need for fine lines?
That's what you need right there, right?
Okay, so this is gonna be if you have acne, and then this is gonna be for dry skin.
Okay.
What do you feel like your skin's
Is this like
tight?
a good brand?
It's a good brand. It's really affordable too. What do you feel like your skin's like? Do you feel like you get more
I
oil?
want the most expensive, best product you have.
The most expensive is crazy. For real?
Yes.
I'll show you other stuff.
I just don't want to break out. I want something that's really gonna work.
Nope, this one's not gonna break you out. If anything, it's gonna help clear your skin. It's gonna help brighten it, clear it, helps with texture, fine lines. Literally does
Texture,
everything
yeah, I
in
need
one.
good texture.
Yep.
This one right here.
Mhm.
Just point me wherever you think.
That. This is for acne.
What else? Well, I got acne too sometimes.
You looking like?
I need everything. I just don't want to keep coming back.
So you're gonna want something that's lightweight. You mentioned breaking out even, so probably this one,
What about tonic too?
like a tonic.
Yeah,
Do you want it for before or after?
I guess before.
For before? Okay.
Cheers.
This would be the moisturizer because it helps with pores and it has hydration. It helps with the oiliness and it even helps with like the pores would be with acne as well.
Just rich right here. Coming in here by yourself, freaking.
Just so you can see whether it has a white cast, go ahead and work it in.
A tattoo coming out, huh? Oh, white cast.
No, once you work it in, it shouldn't leave any.
What's the SPF on that?
It's 28. Do you want higher than that?
Got a little baggy bag. Baggy. I gotta get right, bro. I can't be running around here with bad skin. How many did you hit facial dry? What's this?
There's this one by Fenty, or you can use this concept. I will show you.
Baddest bitch alive after this, huh? That nigga played like 4 liters more.
You're gonna go in with the serum, moisturize, and then essence.
And do that every day.
Yeah, every day.
Or day and night.
Day and night, but with some stuff like this, you probably don't want to use it too frequently because it could be too strong on your skin. And then, what's your email?
What you know what I be doing? Me personally, I be putting my ex number in and take her points. She might have like coupons and stuff on it. Take it, use it for me.
Miss her?
No. What's wrong with you, buddy?
Go have a kid or something, man.
No, I have a kid.
With me don't work.
I got a kid, nigga. I got a nephew. Man. Come on, bro.
Should I get makeup wipes? Concealer too?
Your total's gonna be $289 with 85.
$289. All right.
Wait, what is that decline?
Mm-hmm.
I got declined at Sephora.
No shit get declined at 200.
Get declined at 200. Crazy. Shit. I'm fucked up. Hold on. There's something wrong with this machine. It gotta be. It keeps saying please see associate.
Yeah, it's not going through. Oh!
I'm gonna get you right, bro.
No, I promise I got money. All right, I'll just do cash.
You want to do cash?
Pull that low far so you know I got it.
No, I'm being real. Why did you take your phone?
No, I don't know. Let me see. I didn't get nothing.
Let me make sure this ain't come out of my account. Hold on. Let me see. Get my skin right. Get my skin right. Yeah, I'm about to start taking care of my skin, getting right, drinking a gallon of water a day. I need to start looking younger. I need to get on my model vibes. I know Fashion Week around the corner. I gotta look right at all times when I hit that Paris country. All right, y'all. So Rich went to the store, and I wanted to do a quick little prank. It's kind of a prank. It is a prank, y'all. It is a prank. I just want to see how he respond. Yeah, I know my acting skills is A1. Let me tell you what I'm finna do, Johnny.
What?
I'm finna tell Rich that the Illuminati hit me up, or I'm be like, hey, Atlantic Records called me about your song you just dropped. And,
The Porsche one?
Yeah, I'm like your song that just dropped, and they want to sign you. And the Illuminati reached out too. And then I'm gonna tell him like he gotta get cracked or something, but they gonna turn his music up. But I'm gonna be dead serious though.
You think he gonna take it? Like you think he gonna Take the deal.
Well, how much money should I say?
Well, you say he gotta get cracked. That's
Yeah, but I gotta offer money first, and then I'm gonna say I'm gonna be like, yeah, they offer 5 M's. You gotta get cracked and
that's a
shit.
reasonable.
Yeah, you gotta get cracked and shit.
Like how many years?
You gotta get cracked quarterly. Every 3 months, you gotta get cracked for the course of 2 albums. But his music gonna go up. He gonna be doing like Megan Thee Stallion numbers, nigga.
That's
good numbers. All right, y'all. Let's do this real quick.
We'll go to the restroom.
Yeah, I'm gonna holler at Rich real quick.
How the fuck you ain't go to the bathroom when we was up in there? Cause I just need to go right now.
Let me holler at you real quick.
Close my door for.
I got some good news for you.
What's up?
So, you know the song you just dropped, right?
New Porsche.
Yeah.
No.
I got hit up on your behalf. Atlantic Records.
All right. What are you talking about?
You not excited?
No, I mean shit. Like, I'm excited, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like Atlanta hit you up. They want to sign to a 3-6. You know what I'm saying? Can't, you know?
Yeah, no. I mean, you don't go off the first deal, but
bro, let me ask you something. Do you have that thing where you don't like to get too excited because when you get too happy, sometimes something always happy?
I'm saying this is good news because I know it's like a good deal.
Oh shit! What's that? What are you talking about? What's the numbers?
So, I was talking to him yesterday when I was out of town or whatever, and but first of all, they sent the email to me and Dimitri, and I was talking to Dimitri because I'm like, I don't know if Rich is ready for this type of commitment, you know? Because, I mean, you just dropped new Porsche, but, like, you haven't been dropping a lot. And I feel like with this particular deal, you'll want to get music out quick so you can get out your deal quicker. But this ain't just like no regular deal. It's like the deal with the higher-ups. Like, I didn't even get no deal offer like this, but this is like deals that people get. When usually people do these type of deals, it's a big amplification that happens to their career. So I just wanted to talk to you like one-on-one.
Are they talking numbers, like a lot of money?
Yeah, that's why I told Johnny to dip because I didn't even want to talk about it in front of him.
Oh,
but it's like, bro, it's a lot of money, but it's a lot of commitment. When I tell you what they want you to do, I need you to just like have an open ear. I don't want you to just hop on tip and be like, "Oh, you tripping or nothing?" But this is like normal in the industry.
But you said you didn't have this type of deal.
No, I didn't get this type of deal offer. I wasn't offered this type of deal. Only particular labels do it. But basically Atlanta Records and the Illuminati hit me up. Yeah.
You talking about?
Yeah, like the Illuminati.
What do you mean?
The Illuminati. Like when people think of the Illuminati, it ain't like, oh, this is the devil hit me up. No, it's just like really, 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 really rich people. And they see you doing your music thing, and they personally hit me up and Dimitri, and they reached out about Baby Rich off a new Porsche.
Bullshit.
I'm dead serious.
Bullshit, nigga.
They offered $5 million, bro. $5 million, bro. $5 million, bro. That's like life-changing money.
What do you want me to knock off? I get Jenny go right now. Nah, seriously though. You for real though? Like dead ass?
No, I'm dead serious. But I was discussing with Dimitri because the deal points wasn't like, usually with Illuminati contracts, just between me and you, bro. But usually with Illuminati contracts, it'd be like oh, you gotta like sacrifice your mama or something, or you gotta sacrifice your pops, or you gotta sacrifice one of your homies or something like that. But this one was different. But when I tell you, bro, you can't like be childish, bro. I want you to have an open mind. And I don't, bro. You can just throw me an M out the 5, bro. Like I don't need a lot of money. Matter of fact, I don't even need an M out the 5, bro. Just throw me 500 bands, 10%, bro.
Why are you talking with the Illuminati in the first place, though, bro?
Bro, this is so you can turn up.
Come on, bro. No, I get that, but like, at what cost, though?
Bro, I'm gonna tell you, bro, but you can't be childish, okay? I'm gonna tell you. Just think about it, okay? You gotta get cracked.
Oh! Bro, I know you count, nigga. I know you count, nigga.
No, I'm serious, bro.
Bro, what the fuck type shit is that, bro?
Dead serious,
bro. No, you not, bro. I know like hell you ain't just out there me. Bro, you bullshit.
I'm dead serious, bro. I'm serious.
And what you said to them when they said that?
I said I was gonna talk to you about it.
Nah, dog. How you feel if I said that to you? A nigga say that to me like, hey, bro, shit, we trying to get DDG this.
I mean,
DJ gotta get cracked.
Do you want to make it in the industry or not?
Man, fuck, if I gotta get cracked, hell, what type of shit is that, bro?
It's cool. I just wanted to tell you.
Man, listen, bro, you my man, bro. If you got cracked and moonwalking shot up, nigga, just say that, bro.
No, bro, no. Like, bro, if I had that type of deal, moonwalking would be diamond. You feel me? That's how it worked, bro.
Man, listen.
Bro, it ain't all you gotta do is get cracked.
Bro, why you keep saying that, bro? That shit raps, dog.
It's cool. I'm not gonna press you about
no,
it.
No, but I'm just saying. The fact that you broke that shit to me so crazy, bro.
Don't do it, bro. Like, I thought you wanted to do the rap shit. I was just trying to help you find a shortcut, bro. But I mean, you
I'll take the long way, bro. That bitch take 10, 20 years, bro. That shit take 10, 20 years, bro. It's gonna be a cold day in hell, boy. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. What you on, dog?
Let me call the meet real quick. So you being childish?
I ain't being childish, bro. Like that's
really
bro. Like also, like I'm a grown ass man. You talking about nigga gotta get cracked?
Dimitri, I'm in the car with Rich right now. Yeah, I was telling him about that deal point that we got about from the Illuminati and Atlantic Records yesterday about his new song. Like he think I'm joking, bro. So I told him the deal points.
Meet
Was he scared or something? What's going on?
Meet you. Nigga talking about I gotta get cracked. Oh!
Wait, what?
That's what I'm saying. Niggas talking about Illuminati say I gotta get cracked, bro.
I can see that rule.
That's what I'm talking about, nigga, on bullshit.
Don't sugarcoat nothing with this dude, bro.
Well, Rich probably got a long time since I read it. I forgot what it said.
Dimitri.
Yo.
Can you tell him, like, quit being childish and really tell him this shit is normal in the industry, bro. He only gotta get cracked.
Bro, this nigga keep talking.
1 or 2 times and he good. He on. But I keep telling, he keep laughing and like trying to be all macho man, bro. I'm like, bro, I ain't gonna tell nobody you got cracked, bro.
Meech.
I'm not gonna tell nobody.
That's the whole point. That's why the whole you heard of, you know what you heard of. That's why he keep tapes just to make sure everybody.
Yeah, the only thing is
Meech.
Listen, Rich, stop,
bro. You on bullshit, bro.
No, but you think I'm joking? That's the funny. You think I'm joking? I'm not joking, bro. Listen, I'm trying to tell him, bro. You're gonna get cracked. The only thing is, like, you gotta. They record it. That's what I'm trying to tell him. Like, if you sign a deal, you get on video getting hit.
Yeah, and sometimes they make you neck somebody up.
Oh! Hey man, listen. If y'all niggas got cracked and was necking each other up, bro, leave me out that shit, bro.
This ain't got nothing to do with me. This your all right. Don't do it.
Fuck the Illuminati, nigga.
All right.
Man, listen, bro. Let a nigga come to me with that shit, bro. I promise you, bro.
All right, don't do it, bro.
Nigga trying to, man, listen, bro. Nigga come to me on that tip, bro. I promise you, bro.
Tell Donnie, come on. You ready? All right. That's straight, bro. I'm not tripping. I'm not gonna tell nobody what we're talking about though. But if you think about it, or tomorrow or something, you feel like you want to.
Bro, they on some no dog. Shit raps. Matter of fact, yeah, tell them niggas pull up. Tell them pull up.
That's not how it works. You gotta sign a deal, Rich. You talking about tell them pull up? Freaky ass.
If there's one rapper's name who's synonymous to Cap, it's gotta be your homeboy, The Game.
So you and New Jersey Devil and some of your homies.
A lot of them.
A bunch of your homies. How deep were you guys that day?
Like 70.
70?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys go to Hot 97 to talk to 50 over what he just said.
Yeah, we had like 20 yellow cabs.
Okay.
Don't get it twisted. The Game is a multi-platinum Grammy-nominated artist who can stand toe-to-toe with some of the greats. We all know The Game can talk that talk on a beat. But even with all that, The Game doesn't get any respect from the industry. Top G's like 50 Cent, Dr. Dre, Joe Budden, and pretty much the whole West Coast don't mess with him because they think he lies too much.
I don't care. I'm just here for the lies.
It's gonna be great. Now, call me naive again. Why you think that? Like, why is it like guaranteed that we're getting lies?
Yeah, because it's The Game talking. And this is not a shot at him, but he's very extra. Like he lie. Everybody know he lie. But
we're at a point where a lot of folks are starting to remember The Game for his goofy antics more than his classic hits, which is just a shame. To evaluate how we got to this point, we got to take a look at the evidence. Let's start off with some of the goofier stunts first. Like that time earlier this year, he tried to instigate drama by changing his own Instagram profile picture to a picture of actress Karrueche Tran. The chick also happens to be Chris Brown's ex, so fans were going wild trying to connect the dots. But as it turns out, it was literally nothing. The Game was in his own comment section later on, saying, "Picture dope, and K is a fire person in the homie. Going about y'all day, y'all gonna be all right." Then after that, he changed his profile picture again to a photo of Kobe Bryant. The funny thing is, he's out here playing games like this when he's expecting his fourth child with his current girlfriend, Shanice Hairston. But if this was the extent of The Game's issues, people wouldn't care like that. But no, it actually gets much worse. One of the things that really soured the rap community on The Game was him trying to take credit for the careers of Kendrick Lamar and Nipsey Hussle. Yup, you heard me right. In 2023, while performing at a nightclub, Game wanted to stand on business by mentioning the names of much more accomplished West Coast legends and trying to imply that he built them up.
Nobody, nigga, just me. So I took them things, I caught them bullets, I was in them shootouts, I sat behind bars, nigga. I had them kids, I showed y'all them kids, I put out them albums, nigga. I took Mixie's CD, took it and put it in my pocket, nigga. I took Kendrick and took that nigga on tour, nigga, when Kendrick was J-Rock, motherfucking hype man, nigga. I put the list on my back. So when niggas say I'm here, nigga, I'm here, nigga.
Now, I have to clarify that The Game, being a Compton rapper who's been doing his thing for over 2 decades at this point, has the right to speak on these things. There was definitely a time back then when Game was holding it down for the whole West Coast. But regardless, Cap is Cap. He did put Kendrick on tour early on and gave him that exposure every up-and-coming rapper needs. But there's no universe where The Game was actually responsible for K-Dot being this big. Him mentioning Nip as well, who did so much to give back to the West Coast, was just considered crazy talk by fans. Well, The Game is holding a champagne bottle in that clip, so I can probably pass it off as a booze rant. But what I can't simply pass off as a drunken rant is the decades-long beef Game has with 50 Cent and Dr. Dre. If you don't know the story, strap in. Back at the start of his career, The Game was heavily assisted by both 50 and Dre. Dr. Dre was looking out for the West Coast when he got 50 to accept The Game into G Unit. The group was hot at the time, with classic releases like Beg for Mercy. After the Game signed in with G-Unit, he started to do his thing with the group, showing up on several G-Unit radio mixtapes. In fact, the G-Unit radio mixtape Part 8 was actually the Game's mixtape, called The Fifth Element. 50 took the Game under his wing, writing the hooks on several of the Game's smash hits. Sometimes 50 Cent would even hand him whole songs that were supposed to go into his own album. Songs like How We Do, Hate It or Love It were just popular examples amongst a whole list of songs that 50 wrote for the Game on his first official album. But here's where things start to get interesting. The very first flashpoint between 50 Cent and the Game. 50's second studio project, The Massacre, was actually supposed to be called St. Valentine's Day Massacre, and as such, was slated to drop on the 14th of February 2005. The Game was about to drop his album too, so he sees the schedule and he's like, hell no. He wanted his album to come out before 50's because he's insecure that if it happens the other way around, his debut album wouldn't do the numbers. So, 50 Cent's Valentine's Day album had to be pushed all the way back into March. 50 was pissed, but he sucked it up and moved on, taking one for the team and all that. The Game, on the other hand, wasn't even trying to play nice. As soon as his album came out, homie switched up on 50 Cent and G-Unit. Starts with him instigating beef with several high-profile rappers, leaving 50 on cleanup duty, privately calling those rappers and ensuring that they don't end Game's career before it's barely begun.
By saying it didn't happen. Because he says a lot of things and then turns around and takes it back. You know what I mean? Like, he says what he said about Jay-Z to make him attack him. Then when he does it, he says, nah, I ain't do that. The night that happened, I said, wait, let me get on the phone. He called me from Amsterdam. He did say. I said, let me get on the phone with Jay-Z and find out exactly what's going on. I get on the phone, see if it's serious or like that. Me and Jay never actually made contact, but the information came back that Jay was like, nah, I was tapping him a little something light to make him know that I will, if you keep going. And I said, oh, thanks, good looking, because you didn't destroy the money right there. You should have just got rid of him. You see what I'm saying? Real easy like that. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not established at that point. He still got to make records on his own.
But meanwhile, when the Game was asked about the rappers that 50 Cent was beefing with, he stated that he was cool with Cameron, Jadakiss, Nas, Rick Ross. The Game wasn't being loyal to 50 at all. He was only looking out for himself and what he represented. He wasn't shy about it either. He dead ass said it on camera.
G-Unit is here, 50's here, and Game can be anywhere in between that and probably even bigger than that. And you can't suppress that. You can't suppress that with just G-Unit.
I wanted to be on Dre's level, on Eminem's level, and I wanted to be respected as that. I don't think 50 respected me in that aspect. I think he wanted me to be a G-Unit soldier, which I'm not.
He got a whole coast that he represents, so it ain't the same thing. These ain't no guys out of your neighborhood in Queens. This is a guy who has a whole coast that didn't have anything for 10 years.
I don't even know how this whole beef came about with me and him, because we're all under the same roof. But he started it, and I was ready to finish it.
Right at the end there, Game casually drops another lie, saying that 50 started it. If there's one thing that's been abundantly clear so far, it's that the Game has been the guy sniffing out the smoke. There was no need for subliminals at this point, and so 50 decided to announce to the world in an interview with Power 105 that the Game was no longer a member of G-Unit.
Hey, now let's talk about the G-Unit for a minute, 50. Yeah. Now I read where you said Game was about to be dropped from Aftermath Interscope before you got involved. That's true?
Yes, it was absolutely the truth.
How did that transpire?
Creatively, the tires got stuck in the mud, and you know what I mean? So we actually got together. I recorded 6 records on Game's new album.
Right.
I did West Side Story, How We Do, Hate It or Love It, Church for Thugs, Special, and Higher. You see what I'm saying? And he came back recently from overseas and was disrespectful, man. Like the way he's like, it's like he's feeling himself, like because of how well his record is selling.
Mm-hmm.
So I openly, I wouldn't expose what I did for the project, but I wrote those records. I created the concept of those records, and he rapped around it. He's a great rapper. He's not a good songwriter. He has a lot of inconsistencies. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's incredible that he would come back and forget how much work how much I've done for him. You know, personally. You know what I'm saying?
So where does he stand as far as G-Unit is concerned right now?
Across the street or around the corner. He's not in my camp.
Not at all.
No way.
Okay.
Not after being that disrespectful. I'll move forward in my career as a shady G-Unit artist.
Right. It with no hard feelings at all.
Yeah, no hard feelings at all.
Well, why did you and Game get into a shoving match?
We ain't never been in a shoving match.
No, that's not
what
true.
You say to sound good.
Okay.
That's what you say to look good.
News. A bombshell lawsuit accuses Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs of raping a...
Have you found a specific defendant? Actually, I was looking for Liz. No, actually, I don't know her name is Lauren Minnesota, and she went over there to get started.
News. A bombshell lawsuit accuses Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs of raping a 13-year-old girl back in the year 2000. Good evening, I'm Joe Torres.
And I'm Tanya Rivero. The alleged rape happened after the 2000 Video Music Awards, which took place at Radio City Music Hall. Tonight, Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, vehemently denies the allegation.
Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon is here with us in the studio. She's got the details on the lawsuit and the reaction. Sonia.
Joe, the disturbing civil case that was filed against Sean Combs back in October was just amended today. A small change with big implications, naming Jay-Z as the person initially identified in the suit as Celebrity A and accusing both men of raping a 13-year-old girl together back in 2000. The suit says they took turns assaulting the minor after the Video Music Awards show that year, and that another celebrity who still hasn't been named watched this happen. But someone who will not be named at all in this case is the accuser, who, again, was only 13 at the time. ABC News contributor and former prosecutor Richard Frankel tells us other lawsuits have not survived because the accusers have asked not to have their names be in the case at all. But this is different.
The judge has actually agreed that the victim can remain anonymous and that the case can proceed. So there seems to be a little bit more to this case. And again, as we go forward, there are more allegations, more facts coming out about this case. Of course, the defendants are denying it and strenuously denying it. But that's what a trial is for.
Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, in a statement tonight blasts the attorney who is representing the woman, accusing him of extortion and saying in part, these allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. He goes on to say he'll have to explain this all to his children and that the claims, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. Now, a representative for Sean Combs also calls attorney Tony Busby's efforts shameless publicity stunts designed to extract payments from celebrities who fear having lies spread about them. His statement goes on to say Mr. Combs never sexually assaulted or trafficked anyone, man, woman, adult, or minor. Now, the accuser, who was a minor at the time, alleges that a limousine driver noticed her that evening and invited her to the party after the awards show, where she claims both men assaulted her. Combs, at the height of his fame, Jay-Z, still at the time, at the beginning of his tremendously successful career. Joe?
All right, Sonia, thank you for...
We have quite the updates for you in the Sean Combs story. Jay-Z has just been named in a lawsuit as the previously unidentified celebrity who allegedly raped a 13-year-old girl. Also, the ex-wife of an NHL player has been revealed as another Combs accuser, and the back and forth between prosecutors and Combs lawyers continues. We're going to break it all down for you right now. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime, Jesse Weber. I'll be the first to tell you, it can be hard to keep track of all of the updates that are happening in the Sean Diddy Combs legal saga. There are a lot of moving parts. It's happening really fast, especially recently. So what we figured we would do is compile a list of some of the major developments that are happening in this story. And remember, this all comes as Sean Combs sits in the Metropolitan Detention Center out in Brooklyn, New York, after being denied bail a third time. as he awaits trial next year on sex trafficking, racketeering, and prostitution charges. The man accused of engaging in a scheme going on for years where he allegedly abused, threatened, and coerced women to fulfill his sexual desires and operated a criminal enterprise engaged in all sorts of illicit activity. Prosecutors say that includes sex trafficking, kidnapping, arson, forced labor, obstruction. Now, our first update is massive. This is huge because you remember when there was all this talk about who else could be implicated in these allegations? Who else will be named when it comes to Sean Combs' alleged misdeeds? Well, it turns out one big name has just come to the surface. Jay-Z, Sean Carter, that's right, the rapper and entrepreneur, has just been identified as that unnamed celebrity in a lawsuit that we covered right here on Sidebar a few weeks ago. Actually, he has just been named as a defendant now in that lawsuit. You might recall there was this lawsuit that was filed against Sean Combs back in October, where an unnamed Jane Doe alleges that back on September 7th, 2000, when she was just 13 years old, she was taken to a Video Music Awards, VMA's after party, which was 20 minutes away from the event in New York. And at this party, she claims that she took a drink, she started feeling woozy, lightheaded. She makes the claim that she may have been drugged, and then she tries to find a place to lie down in what she thought was an empty bedroom. She said that is when Sean Combs, along with a male and female celebrity, entered the room. And Combs allegedly grabbed her and said, "You are ready to party." Well, now, celebrity A, who was that unnamed celebrity, has been identified as Sean Carter. This is a part of a newly filed amended complaint. And it reads, Combs then threw plaintiff toward a wall, causing plaintiff to fall. Plaintiff got up and stumbled, at which point Combs grabbed her again and threw her on the bed. At that point, Carter began removing plaintiff's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented. The complaint says, and I won't get into graphic detail, but Jay-Z raped this teen. And then it goes on to say that Diddy allegedly raped her too, that they took turns. And she claims that she actually fought back, hit Combs in the neck, was able to grab her clothes and run out of the room. Incredibly disturbing allegations. And she is suing both men under the New York Motivated Gender Violence Protection Act, which is a law that has been used by other accusers against Sean Combs. And it allows for someone to sue against their attacker who commits some sort of violent act upon them. It doesn't have to be sexual per se, but it has to be motivated by their gender. And it allows somebody to sue until February 2025. So even older claims, say something from 2000, can be brought forth now. Actually, here's what it says in the complaint. The requirement that the crime of violence be committed because of gender or on the basis of gender and due at least in part to an animus based on the victim's gender is satisfied because defendants Combs and Carter forced minor plaintiff to engage in a sexual interaction without consent. Jane Doe could not effectively consent because of her age. The non-consensual sexual touching of a minor herein presented a serious risk of physical injury and in fact caused such injury. Gender animus adheres when consent is absent. Hey, before we go any further, I want to quickly thank our sponsor, Upside, for helping us produce this Sean Combs episode. Now, Upside is great if you don't know what it is. It's a free app that helps you get cash back when you buy gas and groceries and food. This is real cash back. It's money that appears in your Upside app that you transfer right into your bank account. So look here, I used Upside to find a gas station. I claimed an offer. I paid with my credit card, followed the steps on the app, and I got cash back. It is so simple to use, and you can use it at all different kinds of places, restaurants, convenience stores. So to find out how much you could earn, you could click the link in the description to download Upside or scan the QR code on screen. And make sure to use our promo code SIDEBAR, and you'll get an extra 25 cents back on every gallon on your first tank of gas. And I will also tell you that in this lawsuit, it seems to state or allege that Carter, Jay-Z, is not only allegedly a player in this incident, but that he could be included in other situations. Because at the very beginning of the complaint, it reads, Combs has been allowed for years to conduct himself in this manner without any consequences. He believes he is above the law. He is not. His close friend Sean Carter has been with Combs during many such instances described herein. Both perpetrators must face justice. And the lawsuit also doubles down on how close Combs and Carter are. Because at one point it reads, the two are apparently so close that Combs stated in 2023 that Carter is the only person other than Combs' mother who is allowed to call him by his legal first name of Sean. Now, this whole lawsuit is significant for several reasons. First of all, this lawsuit was filed by Tony Busby. This is that Texas attorney who claims to represent over 100 alleged victims of Sean Combs. And he indicated in the past that he would name names. And there was reporting, particularly by TMZ, that high-profile people had reached out to him to settle claims so that they wouldn't be listed in lawsuits. They wouldn't be named in lawsuits. Well, with that in mind, take a listen to what Jay-Z had to say, because he released a statement after the filing of this lawsuit. And it reads in part, quote, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I've done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these types of theatrics." He goes on to say, "My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence." He continues, "My heart and support goes out to true victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. You have made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your moral world. I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am." Now, clearly, my opinion, this was a pre-planned response. He had to have known that this lawsuit was coming because, again, if you take these allegations as true, if you're taking what he's saying as true, and by the way, Busby did indicate that Carter received a letter from him requesting a mediation. He knew negotiations broke down, if there were any kind of negotiations, and that this lawsuit would be filed. So it appears that this response was definitely planned in advance, and he's going to fight it. He's going to fight it. Now, something interesting to note, when Sean Carter says that Tony Busby is an ambulance chaser, that he threw out this demand letter, that he was trying to essentially extort him, Busby himself has been sued. He has been sued by an unnamed high-profile public figure, someone apparently connected or friends with Sean Combs, who alleged that Busby, quote, shamelessly tried to extort him by threatening to file a lawsuit against him unless he pays up. Claims that Busby threatened him with a lawsuit that was filled with entirely fabricated and malicious allegations of sexual assault. So again, something to think about as we hear about these Tony Busby lawsuits and we think about Jay-Z's response. So Jay-Z is not backing down, at least from this statement. Having said that, while he is completely innocent, you do have to wonder now whether this lawsuit has been filed, whether other lawsuits will come down the pike. That's what happened with Sean Combs. But to be clear about something, while this is essentially an alleged crime, what's being discussed, this is a lawsuit. This is a civil case. The burden of proof is much lower, much tougher to bring criminal charges, especially when you're dealing with a plaintiff 24 years old. But also, I should tell you, given the time frame, this could be beyond the statute of limitations to bring a state criminal charge. And I'm not sure, based on this fact pattern alone, whether a federal crime would trigger. But again, whatever it is, these are allegations. Either way, these are allegations. By the way, in response to Jay-Z, Tony Busby just posted something on X, formerly Twitter, that is very interesting, and it makes you wonder if whether or not Jay-Z is that unnamed plaintiff, because he writes, regarding the Jay-Z case and his efforts to silence my clients, Mr. Carter previously denied being the one who sued me and my firm. He filed his frivolous case under a pseudonym. What he fails to say in his recent statement is my firm sent his lawyer a demand letter on behalf of an alleged victim, and that victim never demanded a penny from him. Instead, she only sought a confidential mediation. Since I sent the letter on her behalf, Mr. Carter has not only sued me, but he has tried to bully and harass me and this plaintiff. His conduct has had the opposite impact. She is emboldened. I'm very proud of her resolve. As far as the allegations in the complaint filed, we will let the filing speak for itself and will litigate the facts in court, not the media. Now, we are going to monitor what happens with this Jay-Z situation. But as I said, that is not the only update we have to discuss, especially in terms of identities being revealed. Why? Because we have learned the identity of one of the Jane Does who sued Sean Combs. This was back in December 2023. This is one of the initial lawsuits. I think it was the 5th lawsuit that Sean Combs had faced. And this was after Cassandra Ventura had first filed her sexual assault lawsuit against Sean Combs the month before, November of 2023. This set the whole ball rolling on all of the many lawsuits that he now faces from dozens of alleged victims. And of course, which also seemingly led to the criminal charges that he now faces. But that accuser has been identified now as Anna Kane. Anna Kane is the ex-wife of NHL star Evander Kane from the Edmonton Oilers. And she just filed an amended complaint where she is now named as the plaintiff. And let's remember what she's accusing Sean Combs of. In her lawsuit, originally filed on December 6, 2023, she claims that 20 years earlier, back in 2003, when she was only 17 years old, in the 11th grade, she claims she was sex trafficked and gang raped by Sean Combs, Harvey Pierre, this is the president of Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings, and an unidentified third assailant. And more specifically, she alleges that she met Pierre and this third person at a lounge in Detroit, Michigan. Pierre, she says, smoked crack cocaine and then forced her to perform oral sex on him. Later on, she alleges that he convinced her to accompany him by private jet to New Jersey, where they all go to Sean Combs' recording studio. And from there, she claims she was plied with drugs and alcohol, was incredibly inebriated, and as I mentioned, was gang raped by all 3 men. And this included while she allegedly said, stop. And by the way, in the complaint, there were even photos that were embedded. And it was of this woman with a blurred out face. Now it seems to be that was Kane. And she's in this recording studio. In fact, in one photo, she is with Sean Combs, sitting on his lap. Now, why was she revealed? Simple answer, the judge overseeing this case forced her to reveal her identity. U.S. District Court Judge Jessica G.L. Clark ruled that Kane couldn't proceed with this case anonymously anymore. And while understanding that revealing her identity could, quote, have significant impact on her, particularly given the graphic and disturbing allegations in this case, Clark also wrote in her order, the court cannot rely on generalized, uncorroborated claims that disclosure would harm plaintiff to justify her anonymity. Without more specific support, plaintiff fails to overcome the prejudice to defendants and public interest factors implicated here. Now, we've seen this reasoning. In fact, we saw this in another Sean Combs case where another accuser was ordered to reveal herself. The general idea is that while there are certain circumstances by which an accuser or a victim of sexual assault could remain anonymous, could file a lawsuit and continue a lawsuit under a pseudonym, you need to explain what particular harm would happen if their identity is revealed. Otherwise, it's not fair. Combs has a right to confront his accuser, to research that person, especially since the accuser has chosen to file the lawsuit. That person has put their own credibility into issue. Combs has a right to challenge that. And it's different than a criminal case where victims or alleged victims are prosecution witnesses and they don't necessarily want to testify per se or choose to testify per se. This was her case. She sued him. In other words, then, if that wasn't the case, any sexual assault accuser could sue someone anonymously. And is that necessarily fair? Now, what is significant about this is that Combs apparently put the pressure on Kane to reveal herself. And of course, that could have resulted in Kane dropping the suit, right? If the accuser doesn't want to tell the world who they are, this is very, very sensitive details, they may just drop the lawsuit if they can't remain anonymous. She seems to be moving forward nonetheless. In fact, her attorney, Doug Wigdor, shared a statement from her to TMZ saying, I had hoped to use a pseudonym in pursuing justice for what happened to me as a teenager. Defendants demand that I use my name. It was an attempt to intimidate me, but I am not intimidated. I am prepared to proceed and hold accountable those who have harmed me. And by the way, talking about Kane having to reveal herself, you have to wonder if in the other lawsuits where there are other Jane Does, including the one now against Jay-Z, if that plaintiff is forced to reveal her identity, will she continue that lawsuit against Jay-Z and Sean Combs? We'll see. By the way, I should tell you, when it comes to these sexual assault allegations, Combs has adamantly denied having any involvement or partaking in anything like this. In fact, when it came to Kane's suit, back when it was filed in December, Combs had already been hit, by the way, with multiple lawsuits at the time. He released the following statement. Enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. And Pierre also released a statement adamantly denying the accusation, saying this is a tale of fiction I have never participated in, witnessed, nor heard of anything like this ever. These disgusting allegations are false and a desperate attempt for financial gain. I will vigorously protect my reputation and defend my name. Those who know me recognize that these claims are not true. By the way, before we move on, one more update with respect to Ms. Gaines' lawsuit. The claims against the corporate defendants in this lawsuit, like Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings and Daddy's House Recordings, they were dismissed. Now, I'm not going to bog you down with the legal reasoning behind it, just to say that a change in the law that was being used to hold the companies liable for what Combs allegedly did couldn't be retroactively applied. So that's a loss for Kane, because in lawsuits, the corporate defendants, they're the ones that have the deep pockets, right? They have the significant money, although we're talking about Sean Combs here. But otherwise, her lawsuit proceeds, and there will be a hearing on January 9th, 2025. So we'll see what happens next. But now, moving on to some more updates. More back and forth between prosecutors in Combs' criminal case and his lawyers, something we have to talk about. And one issue involves a suppression hearing, meaning a hearing where Combs' defense counsel will try to have evidence not allowed into his criminal trial. Now, in a December 4th filing with the court, the defense brings up once again that issue that we had talked about before on Sidebar, where these writings, these papers from Sean Combs' detention unit at the MDC were photographed by a Bureau of Prisons investigator during a sweep for contraband at the facility. Combs' lawyers had argued that potentially attorney-client and work product privilege materials were photographed, and they were shared with the prosecution, and that this is a big no-no. And they also alleged that the government was improperly monitoring Sean Combs' jail calls with families and his attorneys. And also, by the way, you remember that Judge Arun Subramanian denied Combs bail for allegedly violating the BOP rules by engaging in three-way phone calls and using other inmates' phone access codes. Prosecutors had alleged that he did this to try to improperly reach out to witnesses and paint a future jury pool, but Subramanian denied Sean Combs bail. But anyway, Sean Combs' lawyers write in this December 4th filing, they write, the government exploited Mr. Combs' detention by engaging in unfair and unconstitutional tactics that have interfered with his ability to work with his attorneys and make it impossible for his attorneys to provide effective assistance of counsel. They write, this disturbing conduct is a blatant violation of Mr. Combs' rights. Prosecutors say the search was motivated by security concerns at MDC, but that is a false pretext. The purported purpose. He was hip-hop's biggest
You always look like you know. Now, if you stay in church and out from clubs, you might be the next Tony Braxton.
We believe we have a strong person of interest to deal with this case.
Police have a man in custody on fire.
We believe we have a strong person of interest to deal with this case.
Police have a man in custody on firearms charges that has been identified as a person of interest in the brazen murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. He was reportedly spotted in a McDonald's a whole state away in Pennsylvania, and now officials say the man had several pieces of key evidence on him when they arrested him. And that could all tie back to the murder on the streets of Manhattan. We've got the latest details. Plus, I sat down with former FBI and CIA agent Tracy Walder to talk about all the latest developments, as well as the rage that's been simmering around the country over healthcare coverage. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. All right, so at the time of this recording, a man in Altoona, Pennsylvania, is being called a, quote, strong person of interest in the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson from last Wednesday. A person apparently spotted this man, identified as 26-year-old Luigi Mangione, at a McDonald's, and then called in a tip. Now, NYPD's police commissioner said during a news conference Monday afternoon that Mangione had a gun and apparently a silencer on him. These are the weapons that seem to be consistent with what was on the shooter, plus a New Jersey ID that apparently matched the one that the suspect had used to check into a New York City hostel several days ago. And that's where he was caught on surveillance, pulling down his mask and exposing most of his face. A worker at the front desk of the hostel says that she was flirting with the man. That's why he pulled down the mask. And police have previously said that the photo could be instrumental in catching their suspect. And based on this tip, based on this reporting, maybe that's what happened. Now, a source told the New York Times that the man also had a handwritten manifesto that apparently criticized healthcare and insurance companies. Here's what NYPD leadership had to say at a news conference Monday afternoon.
Preliminarily, like I said, he seems that he has some ill will toward corporate America, but that will all come out as part of our investigation. We're not done here. We're still going to be putting this together. We're still going to be working very hard to bring this to a successful conclusion. He was in possession of a ghost gun that had the capability of firing a 9mm round and a suppressor.
Certain aspects of this investigation and the crime itself is something that we have been zeroing in on, ghost guns. We have really talked about this since the beginning of the administration. They could be made on a 3D printer, and they are extremely dangerous, and we must do more on the federal level to clamp down on the availability of ghost guns. One thing is clear, that, thank God, this person didn't go out and harm other individuals. The longer he stayed on the streets, the more dangerous it could have been.
Now, before this major development, I actually had a chance to sit down with former FBI and CIA agent Tracy Walder. We went over some of the different pieces of evidence in this investigation. Let's hear what she had to say. Tracy, thanks so much for coming on. I imagine you have had quite a busy week. What is your reaction to the investigation so far, since we haven't had a chance to talk about it yet?
Well, thank you so much for having me, Jesse. My reaction is they're doing a good job. I think part of the issue is the public expectation, right, is that law enforcement is omniscient, right? There are hundreds and thousands of us combing through all of that digital video evidence, phone evidence, all of that, and we can get it turned around really, really quickly. It doesn't necessarily work like that. It takes time to go through all of this. Also, in terms of facial recognition, if this is a suspect that has never been arrested before in New York, or even DNA analysis has never been arrested before in New York, it's not going to show up. They don't have access to DMV databases all over the United States. It's actually a violation of people's privacy. And so I think people maybe have this misconception that law enforcement has anything and everything and all the things available to them, and they don't, but they're doing an excellent job. And one of the things I stressed about this earlier on is it's actually more important sometimes to work backwards. Where did his journey start? And starting from there, then you can start to find those details in terms of where he's going. So sometimes it's more important to work back than continuously chasing the subject.
Hey, by the way, we really, really appreciate you guys coming to us as we continue to follow and break down the developments in the CEO shooting story. And again, thank you for your trust. And for that, I also have to call out our sponsor, Morgan & Morgan, because with their support, it helps us to keep on doing this. Now, look, here's the deal. If you're injured, you got to know what your legal rights are and if you can be compensated. And Morgan & Morgan has a dedicated team of over 1,000 attorneys. They have case specialists, paralegals, investigators. They have an incredible track record, by the way, like recent verdicts of $12 million in Florida, $26 million in Philadelphia. These are higher than the highest insurance offers in these cases. There's no upfront fee. The whole process can be done right from your smartphone. So if you're injured, you can easily start a claim at forthepeople.com/LC sidebar. And then we're going to get into some new details about this, including the backpack in a second. But since I haven't had a chance to talk to you, I've been raising this question, everybody I've spoken to. Do you find it weird that out of all times to kill Brian Thompson, you do it in New York City at 6-something in the morning when it's like the hustle and bustle of the city? There's hotels everywhere. There's office buildings everywhere. You fire a weapon at him, point blank range. There's an eyewitness there, or seems to be an eyewitness there. And you're able to escape too, which I think is just, I'm shocked by that, but two separate issues there. I guess the question is, when we wonder who might have done this and whether they had any training, whether they were a hired assassin of some kind, and we'll get into what police say about who the person might be. Do you find that attack very strange? If you want to kill somebody, to do it this way in such a wide open urban environment, do you not find that a little strange?
I mean, I'll just be completely blunt and honest with you. First of all, I don't think that this is a trained assassin. I think the second thing is I actually don't find it strange. I think this is the perfect cover, quite frankly, to use. Mr. Thompson is from, a suburban-ish city outside of Minneapolis, I believe. In a place like that, this individual would have absolutely gone noticed, and in my opinion, wouldn't have been able to blend in. In a place like New York City, as you mentioned, with the hustle and the bustle and so many ways to exit, there are so many ways to exit New York City. There's bridges, there's buses, there's airports that are very, very close by. I'm actually not surprised that this is the avenue that this individual took. I may have a lot of people that disagree with me. Obviously, this is very, very brazen, but at the same time, this is a very densely populated area. And as a result, sometimes when something happens like this, it can actually be confusing. There could be many people around that might be seen as suspects. And I think this individual actually counted on that.
That's a good point. Okay, that makes sense. Well, let's talk about the backpack. So one of the biggest developments so far is that police have found the backpack in Central Park. Last time we reported on this, they were looking for it. They couldn't find it. Now, officers, they could be seen combing this park on Friday, looking for both the backpack and the handgun that the shooter used, because in video from the scene of the crime, it appears the gun had a silencer on it. So when they finally find the backpack, according to sources who spoke to ABC News, it only had two things inside: a Tommy Hilfiger jacket and Monopoly money. Yeah, I bet you didn't think that one, because that was a shocker to me. Now, the NYPD, to be clear, has not publicly confirmed that, but speaking with reporters over the weekend, Chief of Detectives Joseph Kenny revealed that the suspect might have been using a veterinary gun. So this is a larger gun that's used on farms and ranches when an animal has to be put down. So it's designed to not make a lot of noise or a loud noise. And NYPD officers are still searching for that gun in and around Central Park, even apparently sending divers into the freezing water. Tracy, a lot of questions I have here. What do you make of the developments regarding the book bag and the gun? Let's start there.
So again, I sound so blunt, but maybe it's the FBI in me. I try to be as logical as possible. It's probably too logical. In my opinion, this was the first thing I said when I went on air to discuss this, that suspect was going to ditch that backpack ASAP. There was going to be no evidentiary value in that backpack, because the reality is it was so telltale, right? The color, the type of backpack, all of that really was something that you could use to identify this individual. So I felt that his first order of business was going to be ditching it. And as a result, there wouldn't be anything of any value to investigators within that backpack. And it turns out, based on your sources, that there may actually not have been. But again, we don't know for certain. So I'm actually not surprised that it was found, and I'm not surprised that he ditched it right away.
Can I start with, then why wear it in the first place?
So that's a really good question. Again, I have theories, Jesse. I have no information to back that up, but I have theories. This is a very well-planned, thought-out attack, obviously. I think we can all agree on that. If you want me to be completely honest with you, I think part of it was to confuse investigators, that they would be looking for this individual with this backpack on. And that's why I said from the get-go, he's going to ditch that right away. And I do think part of it was for confusion, particularly, and again, we don't know for sure, particularly if there was Monopoly money in it. I think he intended for it to be found, and I think he was goading investigators. But again, that's just my hypothesis.
So you might be right. It's just bizarre, another bizarre detail. All right, and talk to me about the gun. What do you think about that?
Sure. It could absolutely be that veterinary gun. It could be a Station 6 as well, which is sort of a rarer, newer model Glock that has that silencer built into it. It's obviously hard to say from that grainy footage. If they find it, obviously, that's a whole nother story. I think he would have, again, ditched it in water. That's another thing that I've said, because obviously it takes fingerprints off of it. And if you notice in the video of him committing this crime, he has no gloves on. So this is someone that was very, very much confident that he would be able to ditch that weapon and have no fingerprints left on it. So in terms of using that gun, again, this is a busy place. I'm not sure how many people would necessarily flinch at hearing a gunshot, but you would want to muffle that sound as much as possible. And if you see that the gun does jam several times, he may have been using subsonic ammunition, and that's lighter. And what it can do is it jams the slot, so you have to rack it manually. But based on what was found on the shell casings, he may have done that on purpose.
Is that easy to get, that kind of gun and ammunition?
Yes, I mean, depending on what state you're in, to be completely honest with you. And again, it looks right per evidence that we've seen that he traveled via Greyhound bus. I think that may have been purposeful, obviously, to avoid weapons laws and things of that nature. Obviously, he's not going to hop on an airplane because that would be prohibitive in terms of bringing weapons with you. So it's hard to say.
Talk to me about the FBI. Now that the FBI has taken a role in this, other than just the reward they've put out, what resources does the FBI provide? Why are they a part of this? And does this mean that the investigation may take an accelerated position now that the FBI is a part of it?
So I think that was partially why they were brought in, to accelerate things. Look, NYPD, in my opinion, is the best of the best of citywide law enforcement. They truly are. But they only have so many people, right? And so many resources. And so I think the FBI was brought in the same way that they were brought in the Koberger case back in Idaho. And in my opinion, that was to really help comb through the sheer volume of evidence. They have ways that they can do it quicker. They have resources available to them to help them process it quicker. Also, I do think this investigation seems to transcend state lines, which, as you know, makes it now potentially a federal crime. And so I think those are the two reasons that they were brought in.
Let's talk about the other evidence in this case. So police say they found this water bottle and food wrappers in this alley near the scene, which they say are connected to a Starbucks on 6th Avenue where the suspect was spotted before the shooting. And the chief of detectives said that there was a fingerprint that was recovered from the bottle, but it was apparently smudged. Evidence was sent off for DNA testing. The results haven't come back yet. We'll see if anything does. But the chief of detectives also revealed that based on the evidence so far, they believe a possibility is that the gunman is either a disgruntled ex-employee of United Healthcare or an angry client. And he said the NYPD believes that the shooter acted alone. Now, we know that at least 3 words were written on the bullet casings found at the scene: deny, defend, depose. Those words could be in reference to a 2010 book called Delay, Deny, Defend, why insurance companies don't pay claims and what you can do about it, written by a Rutgers professor. Investigators say they're looking into a possible connection. Tracy, now that they're saying that this could be someone more connected to Thompson, right? This idea of maybe not a hired assassin, but somebody who is a disgruntled employee, an angry client. Does that make sense to you?
It does. And I think that's also why I don't believe that this is a trained assassin, if you will. If you look, he misses that very first shot from not very far away. He actually doesn't hit the center mass. He hits the calf, Mr. Thompson's calf. And so that tells me right there, I hate to sound cavalier about this, but as a trained law enforcement officer, it's not a difficult shot to take. It's not from far away. Also, it's interesting. I actually went to that exact Starbucks when I had come to see you back in New York City. And what's so interesting is that, in my opinion, a trained assassin would not be leaving DNA behind, right? In cups, wrappers, those kinds of things. Again, it's going to take a while to process that DNA. My gut has always said that this may have been someone whose loved one or themselves was denied coverage for something catastrophic or for something terminal. I think that has been reinforced based on a lot of the chatter that I have seen online about this assassination. And so part of me is more leaning towards that.
Can we talk about that for a second? Because what is a really distressing and unnerving reaction.
Hold up. Last thing we're gonna do. Crashes out. You got a relock. Talk real quick.
No, JC, I ain't think I was gonna see you around here no more. And we should get your ass out. When I said I grew up, was that a crime? So What's this all about? Do I need to wait with? No, I ain't gonna be mad at 12 or anything. You know, I've been fucking around for over 15 years, and you just go sit like I gave you hepatitis and shit. Hepatitis, look. You still saying on you not cat. Look, I stopped because I married a great woman.
Disclaimer about why free TC, why that man should stay in jail. You say he killed somebody innocent. You said he told on himself. You said you tried to help him. You said you ran into him in the court tanks and y'all was shackled up. And the story is he slapped the f out of you, and it's many witnesses to that, bro.
I'm like, yeah, he's like, man, my name Mad Dog, neighborhood Pierce. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, so nigga, homies right here, we finna crash. You know what I'm saying? So I posture up, nigga. He's like, nah, bro, look, slide this paperwork on the door. Read this, bro. You know, so I'm reading the paperwork. See nigga name, Melvin Banks. You know, so he's like, yeah, bro, this nigga telling on me too. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, bro, this nigga, man. Like this weird ass nigga. I'm like, damn, bro. He's like, look, man, TC, bro, if you can, bro, try to take a deal, bro. That nigga gonna tell on you, bro. You know, so nigga rat me out. You know what I'm saying? So months later, bro, I end up back downtown and shit to TRC, bro. I'm finna start trial and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the 4th floor. You know what I'm saying? You on the 4th floor, nigga, cooling out and shit. There's a whole host of solid young Crips and blood in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I get a kite, nigga, motherfucker one time come to my door. You know, Lil TJ, Uncle Sam, takes some Fontre around. Yeah, I'm on some conspiracy charge and shit. This other little nigga named Bowack, baby Bowack from Park Village, cuz. You know what I'm saying? They're like, bro, it's a shifty ass nigga in our pod, bro. They call themselves Sly Blue. You know what I'm saying? Something acting weird around me and shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Rape the title shots and nigga. One time back, like, hey, bro, investigate that shit, bro. See what's up with you dudes. You know what I'm saying? All at this time, cause all I had was like, I had the police station, bro. This nigga telling at the crime scene and shit, talking somebody can identify the shooter and all this other weird shit. If you see the shooter, you can identify the shooter, and how niggas supposed to jump out some bullshit.
Okay, you tell Wack you didn't do your thing on him because he had a Bible in his hand. He kills your mans, and you say the reason why you didn't get bracken on him is because he had a Bible in his hand.
Kill, right?
Yeah.
This was your homie?
That was my friend.
Your friend?
That was Worm, yeah.
He was from the
I
set?
already know where you about to go with this. No, he didn't bang.
He didn't bang. He was
He
your
was a
friend.
square. He was just a square nigga we fucked bitches with and all that.
And this dude you ran into?
Yeah.
You ran into him where?
In the county jail, shackled up and holding tank. Yeah.
Y'all got out?
There was nothing to get down for. He came at me with a Bible. He was like, man, he's like, look, bro, I need like
dog. Listen,
I know.
What is you saying right now?
Okay. I'm starting to see some consistencies, but you not doing your thing when you're supposed to. Okay, moving forward. You asked him a stupid question like, hey, why much you go so hard on the stink team, but I don't know Roller Honeys?
So why you think Munchie B be pressing the stink team, but he ain't said nothing to the Rolling Hundreds about the Red Bull shit when they the ones who allegedly did that?
The Rolling Hundreds about what?
Yeah, when Kels, that's the one who's in jail. I just want to know, I want him to answer that. You feel me? Like why is you pressing the stink team? You know what I'm saying? Why did you go so hard on Draco? Kels from the Hundreds is the one who went down for it. The same beef and energy you got for the stink team, you should have for the homies that allegedly.
Oh, he been going at the stink team right now?
No, that's who he be dissing. That's why.
Since before Draco died, he's going crazy.
That's still doing it right now?
That's it, yes.
A little bit.
That's his beef with Draco. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Draco went at the whole city of Inglewood.
It don't matter though. But if Draco went at the whole city of Inglewood after the city of Inglewood kept fucking with him. Same thing niggas do to me. Fuck with me, antagonize me, fuck with me. But as soon as I flip out, oh Snoopy, you overdid it. You wasn't supposed to say that.
Inglewood family been beefing with Rolling Hundreds since the 70s. Ain't nothing new under the sun. Ain't nothing new, bro. Stop mentioning that man that's in jail. He could be trying to come home on an appeal or anything. That's snitching after snitching. Bro, stop doing that, bro. Free that man. Let him come home. I'm not like you. I want that. You want TC to sit where he at. Free TC, bro. His family want him home. If he killed an innocent person, well, guess what? He doing the time for it. That ain't your job to keep him there. You got to understand, and you told. Period. You didn't do nothing for Worm when you had the chance, when you was in front of the dude that blew his brains out. And guess who else? Guess who else you didn't do shit for? Mr. Henry, your little brother, Nook Nook. You didn't do nothing for him. Sapos. The hood, the Hispanics out there in Banning. Murked your brother, bro. Did it in 2017. Was hanging on the streets. All this time to 2021 and wasn't touched, bro. On social media, hanging out, not hiding. Killed your brother in cold blood, and you did nothing about it and had 4 years to do it. Don't ask why nobody's messing with the rolling hundreds. Don't worry about IFG and the rolling hundreds. That's gonna be what it's gonna be. I'm not about to talk about no violence with them black men. But play the clip.
Oh, Munchie B. You know what, kid? Let me tell you something about Munchie B, bro. That's on the damn homies. Cole's pulling up. Cole's doing it like he made shit interesting. He made shit fun and whatever. But then I went to the county and I was squabbling niggas and shit. And like, and then the homie Twin from 107, he was like, yeah, Ime. Munchie be on some weird shit, bro. But it's like, I know he made shit interesting. I know Cud made shit interesting on the hood because, nigga, he was the only niggas coming through the hundreds. He was the only niggas coming through our sides. But, you know, whatever Cud got to say, I'm not going to say nothing about Cud because, like I said, I know Cud came through. Cud went to Washington. Like I said, ain't that on the block side? I'm pretty sure that's on the block side. Cud went to Washington homecoming and was in the stands and walked out that motherfucker and nothing happened to Cud. But I'm pretty sure that was on the block side. But, you know, that's you know, we just gonna let that go.
Hey, look, bro. Look, bro. I didn't say it, they said it. That's E-Mac from 111. He from Rolling Honeys. I didn't say it, he said it. I didn't ask him to do that. He did that. He went live and said that. He said I was the only one doing my due diligence back then. He said I went to Washington High School, was in the stands at their homecoming gang, walked out untouched. Nobody did nothing. I mean, what do you want me to say? But that's either here or there. That's Inglewood and Rolling Hundred business. But I get it. You sympathize with Ralphie because he didn't do nothing when his brother got killed. I get it. Killer Ring Stink Team, I get it. I get it. Ralphie didn't do nothing. He ran and left his brother. He didn't retaliate. And your brother got killed in 2017. They hung on the streets to 2021. And with no consequence. One of the Mexicans is PC, the other one still on the main line. Free that man. Because everybody need that they deserve a second chance at life. You know what I'm saying? He might not be in the same place he was when he did what he did to your bitch ass brother. Now I'm in smoke weed, but I'm smoking on Nook Nook tonight for sure. You brung our Red Bull, so guess what? Worm, nigga. IFG, fuck Worm and Nook Nook, nigga. You didn't ride or do nothing for him, so why the fuck you even speaking on anything gang related as far as Inglewood and Rolling Honeys? Leave it alone. You can't rap, you whack. Your baby mama gave me some bracken ass head on B Team, and that's what it is, bro. This ain't what you looking for. You just went on No Jumper May 30th and said that you was 34 to whack, but had a birthday the next day, but you really turned 39. What, 85? What, May 31st, 1985?
All I can say in the defense of me, if I felt like I was ratting, I would have never did it, bro.
What I'm saying is you
like
30
bullshit.
what? You 30 what?
I would have never did it.
You 30 what?
34.
30 what?
34.
30 what?
34.
Come on, bro. Stop talking about that. Why would you tell on this attempted murder? You had your own attempted murder. No, that was some domestic shit between somebody, him and his father, and you was around for it, bro. You ain't put nothing down. You ain't put nothing down, bro. You've been for more hoods than I've been to junior high schools. Sex Cash, Neighborhood, Paris, Hollywood, Paru. Bro, you an embarrassment to the gang culture. I would have never tatted a red and a blue check on my face ever. Never. I could sit across for as many enemies as I want and interview. I ain't never putting no blue check on my face. You crazy. Knock it off, bro. Stop playing with grown folks. But everybody check the description for the link. When little bro Nook got smoked back in 2017. They hung out on the streets all the way to 2021 and enjoyed the PPP money and shit before they went to jail and all that shit. All that, bro. With that being said, man, this Richard Hart, the dark side of it, you know what I'm saying? They not like the Bloods out right now. You know what I'm saying? Wax said, put something up with me and you with some rap shit. Nah, I ain't, man, Snoopy, I ain't bringing no light to that bitch. And this the last time I'm addressing it, other than if I come get bored and go to the studio and disrespect you and shit, bro. Don't have me disrespect Big Mel, your dad, bro. Nigga, this the B team. Nigga, the B team knocked your daddy down, nigga. I don't even know how to fuck you a pyro or try to be. Nigga, Big Melvin got killed by the B team, dumbass. The fuck? Nigga. But anyways, everybody go follow my YouTube channel. Morals Over Money 92. Listen, that's Morals Over Money.
It's the big team, cherry egg with the stack jeans. Got wet first, now I'm bleeding the same. Blood nigga on the ball like Irvin Kareem. 600 pop out, spot I need that fade. Holler that brick baby, he said don't see late. Niggas whooping on the net, that's the shit I hate. All my dogs bang the beat, but they stay with the K. I swear to God, these niggas, they not like us. Catch them niggas slipping and we fucking them up. Niggas, we better get your ass up them stairs. Find your Uncle Phil and go hire Bel Air.
It is what it is, but we're straight politicking on you suckers.
All right. All right, well, that's a good ending point, y'all. Like I said before, everybody go like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell so I know you there. And I got mail, I can throw it right to you. And everybody that's viewing the content is not subscribed. Stop doing that, man. What you doing that for? It takes 2 seconds out your day to hit the subscribe button. It's free. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, and comment what you want to see next. It's your host with the most of the Flip Dot Show, King Truth, Hosenberg, Benny Bo, the one with the word, the one with the flow, and I'm gone. Peace.
I thought I didn't talk about you. We,